Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Touring Car Sim Racing League. I am your commentator. That's me, Andy Pawley. I will be with you for the next about 2 hours of the evening. Yes, for those of you that eagle-eyed view, there has been an update to the software. So we have some new fun stuff and a new modern look in terms of our commentary box, which is really, really good. Don't worry, you'll see the features through the evening. There is still some bugs in the system. As you can see there, the timing screen, the top right, just above the name, Jake Wilson, you'll see there that you've got the current lap time. That should be actually below the driver, but it turns out that, yeah, there's some problems. So there we go. Still fixing that bug, but you can now see the driver's fastest time at a 1:27.771. You no longer need me, which is brilliant. Right, we've got about 10 minutes left of this practice session. After the 10 minutes of the practice session, we then go into the qualifying round. That's a 10-minute shootout. That will determine the positions for race 1. Race 2 is no qualifying. Positions determined off the finishing positions of race 1. Between race 1 and race 2, we have the random draw as we do every single week so far in season 5. Season 4, we're not on season 5 yet, and that will determine the split for season 4, race 3. Right, let's get down to the, I don't know which one it is, that one. Let's get down to the business end. Right, down to the Drivers' Championship. You can see there that George is still leading at 107 points. He has won a race this season, yes he has, but the key here is he's consistently finishing in that top 10, bar one race so far this season, and as a result he extended his lead to 107, 80 kilograms on board. Trebek is currently second in the championship, 70 kilograms on board at 96, not won a race yet. 1 point behind is Neil, took his first race ever in Touring Car Sim in the TCSRL. That was out on the opening week. Mighty race 3 was chased by Neil, who's all the way down somewhere in the middle of the field. He's got 60 kilograms on board. Markham, again, race winner, surprise race winner 2 weeks ago. He's got 50 kilograms on board. His teammate right behind in Ashbourne, 40 kilograms on board. You've got Norton, Benny Norton there, is in 6th. He's got 90 points with 30 kilograms. And then last of the kilogram positions is Butcher, who's not liking that high undie in 81 points. Papadim, 75. Flack in 9th on 71. T-Joke is 10th on 70. The difference between those two is because Poddy got a fastest lap, and as a result he gets a point. That's why he's actually 1 point ahead. Jake Wilson's in 11th on 62 points. Ryan Elliott's 12.58. He should get 3 wins this week, I would suspect, but Phil Lawson is right behind him, so those two are going to be battling each other. Ryan Elliott and Phil Lawson both need to have to get the championship done. To catch George, they both needed to win every single race all the way up to week 6, or which was now 7, because Ryan Elliott didn't win race 3 last time out, and Phil Lawson didn't really finish it with the points at any real point. Well, he did, but he didn't really do his championship any good. So at the moment, George, he's all the way down. Where is he? In 8th position. But again, like I said, he finishes top 10. That's all he has to do. That's how he wins championships. So keep an eye out for him. I'm expecting him and Lawson to basically be trading championship points. Neil Crave comes back to us on 55, Next Gen Racing Boy. He'll be looking for good results for his community. Craig Deek, 52, doing a solid job. Grassy, unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be racing with us for the rest of the season. He does because of work commitments. Lawson, there's Lawson in 16th. He should actually be closer to Ryan Elliott, but he isn't because he had a horrible chance last time out. Bill Champion's in 17th. He's on 12 points, level with Martin Kirby. Those two are fighting each other for points. Then you've got Justin Well-Beloved. He's in 19th on 8. Derek, I don't think he's raced. Derek's in, so he's going to need the points. KA Developments, then you've got Korakon, but I don't think he's in. No, so we'll just leave him alone. He's got 4 points. Dugdale there, he's just had bad internet. It's just in Kane Alexander rejoins us. In terms of the team championships, I'll go through quickly. There you go, there's all the team championships. Team Hardley's winning 4-foot boys and off-target racing's in third. Jordan now has a teammate. So he's now in what's classed as the team's table, the manufacturer's team, because he's no longer a solo. Nero Motorsports in fifth. Zeus Crazy, Wilson, Next Gen, Team Airbox, Rusty Spanner Racing, JWKA Predator, who hasn't actually raced yet, Lone Wolf Racing, and the Speedy Gone Hog. Teams Champion, there you go. Basically, as you'd expect, top 5 are top 5, and 6 obviously is KA Developments. That's because Kane has been on his holiday. And solo teams, that Zeus Racing is currently leading that with Crazy Driver. Crazy Driver is T-Joke. He did team up with George, or always has been teammates with George. Shaw, sorry, and not so far. But there you go. And the Dugdale Trophy. The Dugdale Trophy is done on a driver who has not won and had an outright race victory in the current season, and points are based on positions lost or gained. So if you are a faster driver who qualified second, but you ended up at the back of the grid, you lose a whole host of points, because in theory you should be gaining points because you are a faster driver. Plus it gives something for the drivers at the back to really challenge themselves. So Trebek's basically leading now by a country mile. He's 115 points, but Trebek is always on the cusp of a race of a victory, so he's going to really have to think about this championship. Norton's in second and 86, Flack's third, and I already know that Flack does not want to race victory. From the information that I was talking to him last week, he purposely let off the race victory, his chance of a victory last time out, because he wanted to secure a place at the Norfolk. Basically wants to secure his championship within the Dugdale Trophy. Next Gen Neil Crave is in fourth. I suspect he's level with Papa Dim. Wilson Deeks, Grassy, Champion Kirby, Neil, Dugdale, Korakon, who's not racing with us at the moment. Well beloved Hoggard, I think he's racing, Alexander and Lawson. And that's how it all stacks up. At the moment we've got 20 drivers in. Fastest driver is Elliott, as I'm expecting. 800ths of a second behind is the Lawson. Yeah, so the board's still trying to figure it out, as you can see. As there's the event information. I don't know why it's called TCSRL 6657, but there you go. Maybe it's a password. I don't know. But it's the Twin Ring Montego East Course. It's a fantastic track. Lap time I'm looking for is a 2:15. Where that's roughly what we're looking for. Fuel is going to be about 5.6 gallons, is what they're looking for the entire race of for the entire event. So they're going to be keeping an eye. It's always dry in RaceRoom. There you can see Ryan Elliott, current 125.161. He's fastest. And then you've got Lawson behind. The rest of the field is kind of just sat in the pits at the moment. There's T-Joke. The system takes a little bit while to update itself. There you go. He's for the Crazy Drivers, 126.117. Not good enough. We used to be in the 125s. Pole position today, I suspect, will be a 125.1, might even be a 124. Realistically, I'd expect a 124.9 in terms of the fastest lap time. Racing at Home saying not as good as the West Circuit. Well, there you go, but we're racing on the East Circuit today. It was part of a vote, I think, if I remember correctly. But it's really rewarding as a track, especially Sector 1, I've been told. So it looks a very simplistic track, but it's very, very tricky. Let's ride on board through turn 1. Down the gearbox we go. Let's bring up the information for you. If I remember where it is. No, that's the wrong box. There's a box somewhere that shows you stuff. Yeah, it is that box. And you can see, absolutely rewarding. They take a lot of curb through those left, right, left sections. And then it's another long overtaking straight opportunity here. Ballast is going to be important, but there's only real 2 overtaking opportunities in order to get it right. And if you get it wrong, you basically go on a one-way ticket to the barrier. So it's going to be very, very important. They're going to have to pick their moments when they think they're going to basically take the overtaking move. Do I think it's going to be? I don't know. My money's on Ryan Elliott. I mean, Lawson's got closer. He's 3/10 in. Those two, I believe, are going to be disappearing from the. They will end up disappearing from the rest of the grid, is what I suspect. So yeah. T-Joke's just he's going yellow in every sector. Is that yellow or green? Is one of the colours. So he's going faster in every sector, so he should improve, but I don't think he's going to be able to improve in terms of his lap time. That box is really in the wrong place. He's 0.3 of a second off now, so he was 0.9. He's got it closer. He's 0.4 of a second off. Papadim has put himself at 0.5, and Norton's 0.5 off current provisional fastest time within the practice session. 30 seconds remaining, and then we go into the qualifying. It's 10 seconds of qualifying. 10 seconds, 10 minutes of qualifying. Car in position 16 is Simon Trebek. That's really surprising for Trebek to be all the way down in 16th. Championship leader, they've all basically stopped. Ashbourne is down in 14th. He's trying to put a lap time in. His teammate Aaron Markham is in 7th, 0.6. It's impressive. Yeah, the system's having a wobbly basically as it currently stands. Yeah, the system sometimes has a wobbly. It's a brand new system that we're working with here, so no doubt there's going to be bugs in it somewhere. But yeah, it says it's 1.1. It's a 126.3, so he's 1. Yeah, the system's just had a wobbly. We'll have to go old school on that. So it's a 126.2 is his fastest lap time. Right, we're going to hit the auto direct function. So Benny Norton, Ryan Elliott. So Ryan Elliott is going to go for his first flying lap. Let's keep with Ryan, see what he can do. Privateer there. So he's got no teams through the hairpin. This is the penultimate corner before we absolutely turn it up to 11 as we go down the main straight here. Good overtaking opportunity. As you see, same as Road America, long super corners. Ballast is going to play a massive key here. You can take a lot of curb on the left, swing it into the right down the gearbox, into second you go. A bit like the Hungaro ring on that first corner. It's an off-camber downhill. Then we go to the right left section. You can take a lot of curb here. Hear him lifting off a little bit, then right again, then left. You can take a lot of curb. Not that much curb. He's then validated his lap. Where's Lawson? Lawson's going through the infield now. This is into the middle of the sector. Can he do anything? It's a right left here, a little bit wide there. See how much corner you can take. The game doesn't ping you. You can really extend the lap in terms of the corners. 30.240. He's purple sector 1, but he will be because he's faster than anybody. His nearest rival is Ryan Elliott. He's out on the road. T-Joke was 0.3 off in practice. Don't forget, it's all to play for. Through into the right corner we go. 4th gear. Can he hold it? Keeps it nice and tidy. No heroics. He doesn't need to do anything. Riding on board. Through the left, right again. Car washes eyes. That's going to compromise him. He needs to get a banker in here. If he doesn't get the banker in, it's really going to cost him 2 minutes. At 14, it's a very, very long lap. 1 minute dead. He's purple in that sector. Again, I'd expect him to be purple. Sector 3 is relatively short as he goes round the corner. There you go. Sorry, 125. Good overtaking opportunity through there, through the right hand corner he goes, crosses the line. He's not purple in sector 2 anymore. He's not purple in sector 1 or 2. Norton's a 125.2. Lawson 6/10 off. Lawson is 6/10 off. Wilson goes in 593. T-Joke goes in, so Norton's fastest a 125.2. Will that be pole position? I do not think so. Where's the auto direct function? Here's the 55. That's Elliott coming through purple sector 1, 0.03 of a second faster than anybody, but lost 0.5 in that second sector. Personal best. He will go on the board, but he's going to be somewhere near second. He is second. 100,000, a tenth of a second off. Craig Deeks is currently going. He's got T-Joke. We're on T-Joke now. 4/10 off. 7 minutes 14 remaining. Fastest so far is Norton, 125.286 is Alfa Romeo. Then this man here, T-Joke in the Lada, bright yellow one. Cannot miss it. Through into second sector we are now. There you go, 3rd gear corner through the right left section. Absolutely magnificent watching the cars go through there. Again, you can take more curb. You can really ride the curbs. Down the gearbox he goes into second. Long sweeping left-hander. Now onto the penultimate corner, riding on board with him. There he is into 3rd, into 4th. Can he get it into 5th? He'll have to go back down the gearbox. No ballast on board here. Don't forget, so he's in a good opportunity. Elliott is still 1/10 behind there. Everyone's on laps except for Doug. Can he cross the line? What does he do? No, he doesn't improve. 125. We're now with Stu Neal. He's got ballast on board, don't forget. Really, really hurting. There he is, his personal best, sector 1. Personal best, sector 2, but he's 9/10 off. 900ths off. Fastest time, he goes into 5th. At 6 minutes of the qualifying session remaining. 55, that's Elliott. Now, there he is. He's nearly 1/10 of a second. This is what I'm expecting. Norton there is 125.286. I'm expecting Elliott to be in a 124.9. That's what I'm expecting. But Elliott, in order to get his championship hopes back on, he's going to have to really push it. Really, really push it. And do not forget, he has no ballast on board, but not as fast as I thought. 124.9. But again, it's not as fast as I thought. I thought he'd be quicker than that, to be honest. 124.9. I thought it'd be a 124.7. He was 1.8 tenths up on fastest time, don't forget. So yeah, that's quite surprising. He lost a lot of time in that final sector. Lawson's not really doing anything here. He's basically white on the board for those of you that are new to this type of following. Winey's not going any faster. T-Joke's going a bit faster. Shaw's is currently in 6th, Markham is 7th, Neil is in 8th, Flack is in 9th, Ashburn's up to 10th, Wilson's in 11th, Crave is in 12th, surprised with Crave in 12th, Deeks is in 13th, Butcher's in 14th, Doug is in 15th, Doug's done a 126, I know he can do 125s, it might be Fuel. Fuel plays an important part here as well. Fuel equals lap time and ballast as well. Up to 40 kilograms, I've been told, can actually help settle the rear of the car. But anything above 40 kilograms is a real hindrance. And we can see that in terms of Shaw's, Markham and Neil all carrying maximum ballast. And it's all hurting them. Trebek is all the way down in 18th. And he's got a lot of ballast on board that car. T-Joke is going faster than his personal, but he's 3/10 up now. So that's 365. That would put him in 3rd. He crosses the line. If he can maintain that, he should go 3rd. Does he go 3rd? No, his lap's invalidated. He had an invalidated lap, so he doesn't go any faster. Elliott's on a fastest lap, I'm expecting. Well, he was until he drove off into the distance. This is Trebek. Trebek's in 18th. There he is from Trip 6 Motorsport. There we go, we'll get there eventually. He is going fast as 1.042, but again, his ballast. I'm not sure that his car's that dented, if I'm honest. It's got a very dented second hard bonnet on that Renault Megane. He's either smashed into the wall or the game's had a wobbly. 1.609, he's not really doing anything. Kane Alexander returning. There he is. His teammate is Derek Neal, who's down in 19th, fighting with Bill Champion. The two guys at the back. There is Derek Neal. Just there's a timing to your left, a 124.921. Now, while this is going on, what you'll notice is we got a couple of breathing minutes while everyone sorts themselves out. Lawson's got a bit quicker, a 467th, but he's still nowhere near. Derek Neal's gone faster, 145. He should be able to go 2.27. No, he hasn't really got any faster. He lost a lot of time in that middle sector. So he has improved, but he hasn't really pushed himself. He's in the 127s. There's a whole gaggle of cars in the 125s and a whole gaggle of cars in the 126s. Derek's really pushing and wringing the neck of that Renault Megane. This is the right-left section as we ride on board. He didn't take us enough curve. Someone's gone off there in a little distance, but it's just holding on to it. Then it comes down. He's gone faster again, 6/10 up on pole position is what that is telling you, which is why it is green in that sector. So it means he is faster than his 30.670 is the fastest in that sector, and he's 6/10 of a second up, but he loses it all in the 3rd sector. That's where Derek really has to concentrate on what he wants to do. He really has to think about delivering. See, he's run wide there. He's run wide. It's going to cost him 8/10. He's just losing more and more time in that sector. 1.653. He's 1.6 seconds. I think he's going to lose a lot of time. Bill Champion is now a champion. Campion. I'm just going to call him Champion. Sorry, Bill. You're now called Bill Champion. Martin Kirby's doing a stellar job in 17th. We got to change. Papa Dim's now into 6th. Shaw's has gone to 5th. Just keeping on. Lawson's gone into 2nd. He's 1/10 off the current fastest team. Derek should pass the board, 127.114. He improves, but he's still 2.3 seconds. It's that middle sector. Middle sector is where he's losing it all. Nick Papadim Ashbourne's on stop. There's Nick Papadim. He's going to come down the penultimate corner. It is down into second gear. He goes, keeping the RPMs nice and tight there. He's 5/10 off. It's a slight improvement. If he can maintain this, it'll put him into 5th. 6/10. No, he loses it again. He loses it all in that final sector. He's not carrying ballast on board for Papadim. Shaw's is 6/10 behind. So you've got Elliott, Lawson, Norton, T-Joke, and George. He's called Shaw's, but he's called George. The time is to the left. You'll notice all those little next to the number. There's a line. It's now got the driver's logo back. During racing, you'll be able to see a plus or minus, as in a position up or a position lost. So you will be able to see more of the data that I get to see. So you'll be able to see positions lost and positions gained. There it is, qualifying results. Yeah, it's kind of what we knew, really, if I'm 100% honest. I don't think anyone's going faster. Markham might be able to do a little bit there. But yeah, essentially Ryan Elliott takes pole position, and I'm expecting him to take victories in race 1, 2, and possibly 3, and then that's going to put ballast on board the car. He's unballasted, same as Phil Lawson. Those two drivers are unballasted. They are just as fast as Shaw's. They are all equal in terms of speed, but Shaw's put in a 1:25.4. Absolutely stellar job for him. Norton, there he is in 3rd. T-Joke's in 4th. Shaw's is 5th. Papadim is 6th. Stu Neal is in 7th. Don't forget ballast on board. Ashbourne, ballast on board. Poddy Flack is in 8th. Markham is in 9th. Markham is 10th, Wilson is 11th, Crave is 12th, Alexander is 3rd, Deeks 14th, Butcher's 15th, Kirby 16th, Dougie 17th, Trebek is at 18th. That's really surprising for Trebek. Stellar job from Neil and Campion, or Champion, depending on who you are. Neil's just driving in the pits, and that is your race over. That's the qualifying session over. As expected, I wasn't really expecting any formalities in terms of everything. Here we go. There's me. I'm your commentator. This is race 1. We are at the Twin Ring Montego East Course, Montegi, or whatever it is. It's in Japan. It's a great little track. I love it. The air temperature never changes, nor the track temperature. The wind is always 0.5 miles an hour. It's always dry, and guess what? The forecast is always dry. Never changes here in terms of that, and that's the way it currently is. In terms of the tyres today, the tyres, they will be on the harder compound. That's where they will be. It's a hard compound for all the races today. There are some other things that we can do. There's virtual safety car, I'm not sure why, but there we go. TV race is ready to go. It's the first race of the evening. Will Lawson be able to take it on the opening lines? The lights are up there. It's 2 boards. Hold on to your horses. Go, go, go. Benny Norton's going to drive through penalty. 3rd place. It's going to have to bail. Lawson has done what he needs to do. He's right up the rear end of the car in front. You can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all streaming through into the first corner. Is there an accident? Do they all sort themselves out? The 68 of Wilson's gone wide. He's managed to hold himself, squeeze the car, put it back onto 4 wheels. Fantastic stuff. They're all going to squabble themselves into this section. Massive accident. There's been an accident between Trebek, Crave and Poddy. They've all made contact, scrubbing themselves out. Markham has had a slowdown penalty. Trebek has had a slowdown penalty. Neil is really going to have to close the gap if he wants to do anything. Kane Alexander is in 10th. He's that 33. Behind him is Butcher and Wilson. It is Link versus Hyundai versus Luke Dugdale. He's the 22. It's 3x3 as they go through into the fast-moving left-hander. You can see they're all properly trying to sort themselves out. T-Joke and Norton. Norton's going to have to bail into the pit. Lawson's right on the back of Elliott. We're going to switch to that. Oh, he's gone wide. He's gone wide. How many get through? 1, 2, 3. They've all got through. And Crave right in the background. He's going to try and pounce for it. Can he do it? I don't think he can. This is 14th, 15th and 16th and 17th. There's Benny Norton. He's dived off into the pit. The battle is all raging at the back. Poddy Flack in the rear end. That was the accident. That was the contact. Crave is now on a sensational recovery drive. He's going to have to push. He wants to get into position 11 because that's where the reverse grid is. Elliott and Lawson is 2x2. They're trying the battle for the lead, but we're watching the battle for 13th. So 13th. We're leaving this battle. Lawson and Elliott are side by side. I am keeping an eye on the other ballad. Lawson is trying to push Elliott. This doesn't work through here. They're going to have to hold on. They're both going to get contact. Who's going to get a slow Kane? There's so many slow down penalties. It's ridiculous. Lawson takes the lead. I'm going to hit that button as well. He muscled himself past Lawson. Elliott is in second, but this isn't over. Right, the battle for 7th and 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th. So in 7th position is Ashbourne. Right behind him on the rear view camera is Aaron Markham, and if we ride from the rear camera of Aaron Markham, you can see Kane Alexander, Luke Dugdale. Where's the camera? There it is, Luke Dugdale, Jake Wilson, and Craig Deeks. There is the 33, that is Kane Alexander. 22 is Aaron Markham. Behind that in the 68 is Jake Wilson. Behind that is Craig Deeks. He's in the number 19 slow down penalties. They're trying to extend the track limits, and the track limits don't want to be extended. Riding from the rear camera of Jake Wilson, there is Craig Deeks. Does he go up the inside? No. Butcher trying to look around the background. Luke now is side by side with Kane Alexander. Luke Dugdale gets past. I think Kane is the 33. I think Kane has got damage. There must be damage. Right behind Kane Alexander, you can see there's the 19 of Craig Deek, and behind that is Butcher. It's Deeks and Butcher, 19 and 26, and behind that battle there's another battle. That's Simon Trebek and Neil in the 111 trying to recover through the right left section. We go. There's a late dive from Trebek. I'm keeping an eye on the battle in front plus the battle behind. Riding now from the rear wing of Trebek. This is 14th. Behind that is 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th. Oh, Derek's run wide in the number 7. It is that car. It's the 3rd Renault in your picture. There is Crave, recovery drive. Can he get past? Yes, he can. He ticks that box, says thank you very much. Kane Alexander, drive through penalty. So Neil in 15th, lost 3 positions. Trebek is up 4. Elliott and Lawson are 2 tenths behind each other. We will keep an eye on that battle as it develops. That's the battle for the lead. This is the battle for 14th. And behind that, Crave's going to go round the outside. Can he do it? Can he hold on to it? Can he tick the box? He should have the inside. This should be a done deal. He says, thank you very much. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. He checks himself out. He says, thank you very much. That position is mine. Right, the battle for the lead is on. Elliott now has got past Lawson. Lawson is the car on the right, the 53 Seat. The 55, that is Elliott. Elliott will go defensive, and he's going to run him wide, just as Lawson did to him. Gives him a little nudge. There's no love lost in fair love and war. He says thank you very much, closes the battle, but it's not over yet. Riding from the rear camera, this is Brian Elliott. Jake Wilson, slow down penalty. Lawson's all over the road. That's cost Lawson so much time. I think that was it, 6 tenths up. Right, back to Kane Alexander. Kane Alexander is in 13th position. He has a drive-through penalty, don't forget. Riding from the rear view camera, this is 13. Behind that is Neil Crave, absolutely turning the screw. In the midfield, Dugdale's into 19th. Bill Campion is fighting Benny Norton at the back. You can see there, riding on board now with Crave. He's in 14th position. When we look at the car in front, the battle for position 13. Can he do anything? Car ahead, that is 33. That is that's Kane Alexander. It is Renault. Kane's run wide through that corner. Has that compromised him? Has that allowed Crave to approach? Yes, it has. No, it hasn't. He's going to go around the outside, inside. Outside, inside. In the back, Simon Ashbourne's gone wide. Martin Kirby doing a stellar job holding it up, but it's reset all over again. So, Kane Alexander is into 13th. He's holding his position. No, he's not. He's going drive-through penalty. That will release Trebek and release Crave. Trebek there is in the 34. Trebek has leading. Don't forget, Trebek is leading the Dugdale Trophy. Kane Alexander, and the man in front, which is Crave, isn't. Kane Alexander, I think, has retired the car. He's just retired the car. Bill Campion has gone for an overtake move on Derek Neal. There's Derek in the number 7. There is Bill Campion. Oh, he's outbraked himself. Derek's outbraked himself. He's outbraked himself. I cannot believe it. Derek was doing so well. That's allowed Bill and Martin Kirby to strike. Leaving that battle, Jake and Doug are now side by side. Doug is on the left, 22. The right is the 68. That's Jake Wilson. They're side by side as they go under the tunnel. That's turn 1 into turn 2. It's going to be who is the bravest, who's taken the biggest brave pill through here. Kane Alexander, disqualification for ignoring qualifiers. Let him go. Luke has let him go there. Luke has let Jake Wilson go. That is the wisest move of all the wise men. And he's managed to go, I just want position. He wants points at the end of the day. Points equal prizes. No finishes equal no points. That's going to really hurt him. Ryan Elliott and Phil Lawson, the battle is done. Shores is now being attacked by Stu Neal, but I'm trying to keep an eye on this battle. That battle's it's around 0.3 of a second. This is the battle for 9th position. This is all important because in a reverse grid in race 3, it's very, very important. Neil is attacking Shores and Deeks is attacking Doug, so we're keeping an eye on it. So is Neil and Ashbourne. So Craig Deeks is on the left, he should get this done. Doug, he should just open the door there. He's got to let the man it's going to be 2 by 2. They're going to go side by side. No love lost. Bit of paint trading. They're 1/10 of a second. Luke hasn't let it go. Simon's going to muscle his way in, and he's going to have to let it go. Oh, there's contact at the rear end as they sort themselves out through the left right-hander. Does he manage to hold on to it? Sensational move. Sensational, but that has brought Butcher into the contest. Butcher's in the 26. It's 3 by 3. It's Butcher versus Deeks. It's all gone wrong. Whereas Butcher's just mugged the lot of them. He's gone, thank you very much. I'm checking myself out. Fantastic stuff. Behind that, Craig is now attacking the back of Luke, but we're leaving that battle and rejoining the battle for 5th. So in 5th position is the 79. That is George. As we ride from the rear camera, love this camera view. Behind that, that is the 99 of Stu Neal, and behind that, as we ride on board now with Simon Ashpool, he's in 7th position. Martin Kirby, slow down penalty as we go through into the penultimate corner. 6 minutes 23 going, all trying to hold on to it. Martin Kirby is attempting to get past Bill Campion. I said his name right, though. I think he's just let him go. Bill Campion doing a fantastic opportunity there. Right, we leave that battle and rejoin the battle for Stu Neal. This is the battle for 6th position. In 6th position is Stu Neal. He has ballast on board. So does the man behind, but they're 2 different ballasts, don't forget. And as a result, Ashbourne just has so much more confidence. But you can't pass through this section unless you seriously want to deliver something and apply it and give it a bit more. I've forgotten my words, but there we go. 5 minutes 46 remaining. There is Ashbourne up 1 place, started 8th into 7th. Stu Neal now is attacking the rear end of George. George is in 5th. He started in 5th and is still in 5th. He needs this for his championship. Neil behind, he's in the 99. And there's Markham. There's Markham. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. Markham's right behind. Craig Deacon and Luke are fighting each other as well. We'll flip to that battle as we keep an eye on this. So this is the battle for whatever position it is. So we watch the tail end of that. But essentially that was going to be a done deal. Crave is on the background, riding on board now with Crave. But there you are, Crave. He's in 13th. He started 12th. He's in 13th. Luke is up 5 position. Luke in the 22. Oh, he gets a little bit of a bum squizzle there as he goes through into that corner. Can he hold on to it? There is 2. That's Norton and Flack at the back. Up the inside, Deeks goes, but he gets the job done. Closes that door. Now Crave has to get the job done. This is the battle for 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. And 16th, all nose to tail, all bump and grind. Oh, there's contact, that's going to hamper Luke. Luke's going to really struggle now. Crave should just fly it up to 11. He's in the triple 11. Up into 11th he goes, surely. Closes the door. Crave started 12th and he's back in 12th. Does Luke in the 22 go for a late break manoeuvre? No, he doesn't. He says, I'm not going for that. Trebek in the background. There he is in the number 34. He is the Renault Megane. He is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The number 34 riding on board with him now. Martin Kirby keeping an eye on that. And George Neal. That is 5th and 6th. The battling. We're on board with 14th. Simon Trebek from Track 6 Motorsport. They ran an event last time out. He's up 4 places. He started 18th. Now in 14th. Gained 4 body flack. The man behind lost 6. He's had a horrible day. At the moment, you get the feeling that Butcher is the cork in this huge bottle. There he is. We're on 11th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. They're all nose to tails right on board. Poddy's joined in. This is Poddy. He's in 15th, and you can see them all. Oh, is that Trebek? Has Trebek run wide? T-Joke slow down penalty as well. Has Trebek run wide? No, he hasn't. He hasn't. Trebek's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Number 34. Behind that, Norton and Flack need to start working together and need to stop squaggling from the Norfolk races. But at the moment, Butcher is the massive cork in this bottle. He and his teammate are forming the perfect roadblock. There is Crave. He's in the number 11. There is Luke in the 22. It's all mixed up, all nose to tail, all stuck like glue. It's an M25 car park, except this one's moving. Fantastic stuff. 3 minutes remaining. Crave's gone wide. He's gone to the inside. He's going to go for the late break. He swings back to the other side of the track. Is he going to swing it up the inside? Does he hold it? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. T-Joke's got another slowdown penalty. Martin Kirby is now on the back of Bill Campion. There's Campion in the 11. There's Martin Kirby. These two are battling each other. I'm keeping an eye on the rest of the board, but they're all kind of gapping each other in the middle. As it stands there, you can see the relative gaps between each of the drivers. It is so close, it's a hair's whisker. The two at the front have checked themselves out, especially Ryan Elliott. He's really checked himself out. These two are battling and have been battling, and this is important for the championship. This is important for their championship. This is 18th and 19th as we ride on board with Derek Neal. It's not Derek Neal. This is 17th and 18th with Martin Kirby. Where's the right camera? I've got Butterfingers. It's that one. That one will do. There's 18th. These two have been trading sector times. Right, we leave this battle. It's essentially a car park. Luke Dugdale in the 22. Something went wrong there, but there you go. But they're all back. So Luke is in the 22. He's in 13th position. He's up 4 places. Poddy Flack in 25 is down 5 places. Behind that is Simon Trebek. Stu Neal is in 6th and Shaw's is in 5th. And that's important for the championship. As you can see now, Crave is making his attack on Butcher. It's the 1111. It's Link versus Hyundai. 26 versus 1111. Behind that, you have the 22. That's the Seat versus Alfa Romeo. Vass versus Trebek in the car. Martin Kirby is once again attempting to get past Bill Campion. Is he going to be able to do it? Kirby's in the 55. The 11 is Bill Campion. They're going to need to give each other room. No, he's just not confident on the brake. Martin Kirby in the number 8, number 55, Seat Cupra, is just not confident enough to deliver the outbraking manoeuvre. It's going to be really, really tricky. Is he going to be able to do it? 127.707 is fastest lap. You get the feeling he just needs that little bit of extra confidence and he'll get the job done. Right, Luke Dugdale is once again being attacked by Poddy Flack. Crave is on the back of Butcher, and I'm keeping an eye on that. And Trebek is going past Poddy Flack. I don't think he's going to go around the outside. That was a very audacious move there from Trebek. I mean, a fantastic move there from Trebek, if he'd managed to pull it off, but he just hadn't been able to do that. So, yeah, it's 38 seconds remaining of this lap. Butcher, yeah, he's done it. So Butcher has got past Crave. Butcher's going to attempt, well, he says he's got past Crave. They're side by side. Crave is on the left, Butcher is on the right. Let's ride on board with Dougie, and you'll just see it done. And he's run wide! He's run wide! I cannot believe it! Crave has run wide into the penultimate corner. How far has he gone down? He's lost 4 places. 16th, it's a disaster. A complete disaster. Nick Papadim, who I've not really talked about for the old race, he's up to 4th position, gain 2. Poddy Flack's going to go on the inside. He's just going to go for the late break manoeuvre. Luke's just going to go for the old switcheroo. Says thank you very much. He says I'll see you later. I will check you out. Tick that box. Sensational move there. Great racing, great thinking from both of them. Behind that, Trebek. I'm pretty sure Trebek is just waiting for the day he can get rid of that ballast. 34. It's a lot of weight he's got on board that car. It's really, really struggling. Behind that is Benny Norton. Right, we leave that and rejoin the battle for George. They're keeping an eye on Trebek and Benny Norton. They're kind of side by side. There's Stu Neal, and behind that is Ashbourne. They're all fighting each other. Papadim is right on the rear end of T-Joke. Keeping an eye on that. Kirby, another slowdown penalty. This is 5th. Don't forget, in the 99, that is 6th position. Behind that is Simon Ashbourne. I think he's going to get it done. Papadim is going to go round the outside. He's going to have to do something sensational. T-Joke has got a very second-hand car. So unless Papadim can nick it up the inside, I don't think he's going to go one way, and that's one way only. Behind Ashbourne, Neal, and fantastic from George. George holds on to 5th. Started 5th, finished 5th. Neal is in 6th position. Ashbourne is in 7th. There's for the crowd. Neal doing it for the crowd. I'll give him 11 for that. Markham is in 8th, which is a very, very good position. It's going to put him in good standing for race 3. Wilson's in 9th. Deek, not really talked about Wilson. Deek is in 10th. Butcher's in 11th. Flack is in 12th. Norton is in 13th. I think he had a coming together. I think that was what we saw. Trebek is 14th. Fastest lap. And the fastest lap goes to, as I expect, Ryan Elliott. Ryan Elliott does the fastest lap. on a 125.498. Nobody was anywhere near it. Yeah, and that is it. There is confirmation, 125.498. Fastest lap was Ryan Elliott. Lawson second, T-Joke's third, Papadim's fourth, George is fifth, Neil is sixth, Ashbourne is seventh, Markham is eighth, Wilson is ninth, Deeks is 11th, Deeks is 10th, Butcher is 11th, Flack is 12th, Norton is 13th, 14th is Trebek, Doug, Crave. Crave, he just, I don't know if it's practice, I don't know what it is, but he's really struggled. He had a fantastic opening race. Then he's had a week off, and he's really, really struggled. I'm expecting great things there from Crave. Let's see how he goes. Then we got Bill Campion in 13th. Him, Neil, and Kirby. Fantastic race between those three. 17th, 18th, and 19th. Sensational stuff. And Kane Alexander disqualified. So he will start the back of race 3 at the back of race 3. Unfortunately, that is, I don't say unfortunately, because that's just the way it goes in terms of everything. Right, we are going to go across to the Wheel of Fortune. I say the Wheel of Fortune. It is that one. So we are going to go across to the wheel. Hopefully I've got this set up properly and you can actually see me. Yes, you can see me. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Right, we will jump into the drivers in a moment. We are going to go to the Wheel of Fortune. So we're going to see now, we're going to decide now where the positions change from race, where we're reversing the grid in race 3. So every driver, so 1st to 8th is guaranteed, they will be reversed. And that will put, I can't see it because it's down here, I've actually saved it. Markham will be at the high of the grid. Now it's all going to depend where the rest of the field is. Whoops. It's live as always. So we're going to spin the wheel and we're going to see where it ends up. They're going to be hoping it's not the back of the grid. It's 11. It's 11. It will be position 11. So that puts... anyone might think this is rigged. That puts Butcher and Deeks back on the front row. Then you've got Wilson and Markham. So, yeah, it's position 11 is going to be reversed. Fantastic stuff. Right, we are going to go across to the drivers. I think I've got this all tuned in properly. Is there anybody in the voice chat?
I tested that high on it was the commentator.
Right, the commentators here as you're all chatting. Hello, everybody. How are you? Who's in?
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, so I've got good news for you, Butcher. Guess who's on pole?
Oh, no, not again.
You are on pole and your teammate is in second.
So that'll mean I'm third.
Yep, and you are third. So I need to write that down in the chat to get that.
Yes, please.
Hello, Aaron. Yeah, so you are 1, 2, 3, 4. You're fourth. You're starting fourth, I think. 11, 12, 13. Yeah, you're starting fourth. Brilliant. Is the new server up? I'm just trying to go through. Right, I'll start quickly with yourself, Justin. Just because I'm trying to set this up while I do everything else. Just take us through that quickly. That looked like Jake, not Justin. That looked like a very eventful race. Well, I say at the start it was, and then you were kind of in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, I had my typical go backwards at the start. I didn't actually have that bad a start. I just got loose into turn 1 for a reason I can't remember because it was about 20 minutes ago. And then there was just cars everywhere, and something went on, and I ended up fighting, who was it? Dugdale for about 5-10 minutes. And then I took advantage of a mistake into the chicane on the chicane.
Yep.
Well, the lobby's closed. And sorry, I was just distracted. And I knew he was going to go dive down the inside, so I left him about 2 lanes and just had nothing else happen from then on in.
It looked at the start, there was a lot of bunching at the start. I think there was a coming together between 2 drivers, I think. Crave and one of the Alphas, I think. But again, I can only see what I see on stream in terms of that. But so just quickly through, obviously, I'm still waiting. Is the server up, Aaron, or has my computer had a whole...
It is. I had to turn it off because I left 2 hours
distracted
by.
That's why I was distracted.
But yeah, it looked absolutely sensational. Hopes for race 2 is again just kind of the same. Just kind of stay in the middle, stay out of trouble, get some good points.
Move forward would be nice. I mean, I need to recover my Dugdale competition lost points.
Yeah, there is a lot.
That's horrendous.
There's a lot to play for on the Dugdale.
I've gained 2 of those.
Well, there's only 4 minutes left. I will catch up with you after the second race, no doubt. Good luck. I'm going to quickly go across to... Let's see if I'm going to go across to Butcher quickly. Sorry, gents, if I don't get a chance to speak to you. I'll speak to you first in after race 2. Butcher, that looked like, once again, were you being the blocker between you and your teammates? Because from my perspective, I could be wrong. Please don't shoot me. It looked like it was the same strategy again. Massive roadblock. Great defending.
It started out that way, and then Craig and Luke had a coming together through the Estes, and I got a run on both of them and sort of disappeared off into the distance for about 3 laps, and then they caught me up again. And no, yeah, it's good fun. But yeah, the Hyundai is just eating the tyres around here for some reason. So I'm slower than Craig, so yeah, if we get the chance to get Craig ahead of me and I'll run blocker, then that's what we'll have to do, unfortunately. But Craig's got a better lap time on it than me.
So going across to race 3 just quickly then, is the strategy going to be quite quick again? Is it going to be one of these in terms of just be the defence, let Craig pass as soon as possible and just let him go and just block the road?
If all goes well, yes, but judging by that first race at turn 1 and then turn 2, turn 3, I don't think that's going to happen because there's going to be a lot of very fast cars trying to come past, and we'll do our best, but I can't see it working for very long.
Yeah, but you got to give it a try. I mean, just remember, Aaron obviously won race 3 last time we were out, and that was an opportunity. That was from the same sort of grid, actually. Same style of reverse grid. It
was exactly the same grid.
So I don't say never. And the thing is, Lawson's on pace, and he kept Elliott at least honest for about a good 4 or 5 minutes. I mean, those two had some proper elbow out racing at the front. But no love lost between those two, I would say. So, you know. I don't know. I reckon there's a good opportunity here for Deeks to take a win.
Hope so. He did a great job at Aragon and took the 3rd place at Aragon. So hopefully we can do same again, and hopefully he can finish on the podium again. But yeah, unfortunately, until I can coax some pace out of the Hyundai, and Craig is lead driver at the minute. So. Yeah, Craig goes and I'll sit and do what I can for him.
Well, Aaron might be giving you another favour by the end of race 3 again in terms of thanks, mate. You never know. You never know. Well, I'm going
to try and make more friends. I might have to let Jay go first.
Win stuff. I don't care if it's the Dugdale or a race. I want to win stuff.
At least you got his name right. So, right, I'm going to let you all go. Sorry, Aaron and Simon, I didn't get a chance to talk to you. I will talk to you first between races 2 and 3. Good luck for the second race. I'm no doubt it's going to be eventful. It looks like hard to overtake. Good luck, everybody, and I will talk to you after the end of race 2.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Yep, hopefully.
So there we go. We're going to hang that one up. Yeah, as you can see, it's always the same in terms of the stream. Is that all running? Yes, it's all running. We've got everyone I have a game crash, and now it has an update of 1.4. No, that's Papa Dim. That's who we're missing. We're missing Nick Papa Dim. Yeah, he's going to... Yeah. Once again, the game's had a crash. We'll talk to Papa Dim after. That's one of the boys going out. A couple of them. There's Luke going out, and Jake is going out on the track. So there we go. Let's go back over to the live feed. It's position 11 for race 3. So that means the starting grid for race 2 is Elliott and Lawson. T-Joke won't be Papa Dim. It will be George, followed by Neil, Ashbourne, Markham, Wilson, Deeks, Butcher, Flack, Norton, Trebek. Trebek's off pace. Dugdale, Crave is off pace. Champion. Champion. I'm sorry, Bill. I've called you champion for way too long. And Neil, Bill Champion and Derek Neil. What a race. And Martin Kirby. Kane Alexander, I think, is just wanting to... I think he just wants to get points, basically. I think he's just trying to get points. he's got to do something from that position. He's going to really struggle if he doesn't start to sort it out. But you know, you can't have it all the ways every single time. Unfortunately, it is what it is in terms of what we're going. We're having a quick look over on the chat. So, yeah. Formation lap is this, so it'll be 49 seconds. Everyone will form up. This is race 2. There's the event. We're at the Twin Ring at Montega. I'll probably say that wrong. East Coast. It's always dry, and the wind has changed from 4.8 to 8, but it doesn't really make a difference here, to be perfectly honest. It's one of those things. In terms of tyre choice is hard compound. It's the hard compound through the entire race, so you won't get any option there. It's a hard compound. It's a hard compound only. Session information does that. Yeah, we got a VSC button now. See, it says VSC on race control, but it doesn't actually do anything. So here we go. Watch the lights at the top. Who's going to take it on pole? We've lost Lawson. I cannot believe it. Lawson has had a game crash or something's gone wrong. So this is Elliott's. T-Joke is into second. Lawson has been promoted to third. George has been promoted to third. 2 game crashes and everyone is going to be panic buying. What's going to happen? Are they all going to make it into turn 1? There is the 79. That's George and Neil all trying to wiggle each other out, trying to find room as they go through into turn 1. The rest of the field is squirming in the background, sorting themselves out. 3, 4, 5, 6. Nobody has had an accident so far. They're all 2 by 2. There'll be a little bit of elbows as they try and sort themselves out in race 2. 2 by 2 as they come through into turn 1. Ryan Elliott has checked himself out. George, there he is. He's in 3rd position. He's the 79. The 99, that's Stu Neal. It is Sayat versus Sayat versus Sayat versus Sayat. And at the back, Deeks is in a Hyundai. There he is. He's the 19th. He's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th car in the row. There's the Sayat Hyundai. Sayat Hyundai. Say that quickly. I can't. Stu Neal riding on board now. He has 96. That's Aaron Markham going up the inside. That's going to be a very audacious move if he gets that done. Through the right-hander we go. Keeps it nice and tidy. Then it goes into a left-hander. This is the one but last penultimate call. Slow down penalty. Slow down penalty from Stu Neal. Derek Neal, slow down penalty. Neal is going to have to shave off the penalty without losing places. Riding on board now with Neil. Markham's on the left. On the right is Ashbourne. They're 2 by 2. Ashbourne is going to late break Markham, but Markham will just have a much better turn into that corner. He gets the job done, says thank you very much. Once again, Neil's trying to break the toe. Ashbourne is trying to go for the run again. Ashbourne is on the left side. Neil is also attacking. Neil has got past George. George let him go. George in that 79 let him go. There's the 68 of Jake Wilson in the background. There he is. He's going to have to sort himself out. Luke Dugdale is in the middle of this. There's the 69. That's Benny Norton. And right behind him is Poddyflack. Bad race 1. They're doing a recovery drive now. Their nearest championship rival is Simon Trebek, who's down in 14th. Started 12th. He's down to 14th. Oh, contact! There's contact! Absolute contact between the 2 drivers. We'll have a look at that later. Shaw's in the 79 now has Markham. There's going to be a little bit of a love tap between these 2. Keeps it nice and tidy. Markham is just going to hold it onto the inside. Markham is on the right side. He's the 96. He's now the left side. The 79 is Shaw's championship leader. Don't forget, he is fighting. Oh, look how much more confidence he is on the brakes. Derek Neal, yellow flag on the board. Derek Neal has caused a yellow flag. That's what the yellow means. But as we ride from the rear view camera of Shaw's, he's in 4th. That's the rear view camera. Markham is going to attempt to go up the inside. That's just not going to work through that. 2nd, T-Joke, slow down penalties, is in 2nd. 1.3 seconds off Ryan Elliott. Ryan Elliott will be managing the pace at the front. In the background, Craig Deek, left side. He is the number 19, the 68. That is Jake Wilson. Those 2 are side by side. They're changing positions. Is he going to get it done? Surely Jake's going to be able to gain. No, he's not. Jake, yes, he has. No, he hasn't. There's 2 by 2 coming into the first corner. This is the 90 right. 19, that is Deeks, left side. Should just outbrake himself. Shouldn't outbrake himself. Does he get the car stopped? Yes, he does. That Hyundai will be screaming murder on those tyres. Through the right-hander we go. This takes us up into the left-hander. You can see Benny Norton riding on board now with Benny Norton. He's in the 69, sorry. Across the left, across the right we go. Bounce, bounce, bounce down to the sharp 90 in the back. Will Craig Deek open himself up? That's the wrong camera view. Oh, stupid camera. Does he open himself up? Martin Kirby slow down penalty. Benny Norton He's in 9th. He's the 1, 2, 3. He's basically the Alfa Romeo. Boom. There he is, the JK Verney Alfa Romeo. Through the turn left and then into the next left-hander we go. Needs to keep it nice and tidy. No heroics here. Riding on board on the cockpit view, you can see it's a very hard overtaking opportunity. A hard overtaking, I've lost my words. At the front, George and Neil are racing each other, but they're not. They're just trading paint, really, as it cuts out in the background. You can see there riding on board. I'm keeping an eye on the rest of the field. Riding on board from the rear end of Craig Deeks. There, he's in 8th. Behind that, there's Crave. Whoa, that was very audacious in the moves. I don't think he was going to get that done anytime soon. That accident has pushed Butcher and Trebek. And how far does Crave go down? He's just going backwards and backwards and backwards. His day has gone from bad to worse. Shaw's and Markham are now chasing each other. So Markham, he's in 5th. Just ahead of him is Shaw's. Neil has been released, riding on board now with Markham. There he is in 5th position, just ahead of him, preparing the next car. In 4th is Shaw's. It is Sayat versus Sayat. There is a big difference in ballast between these two cars. That's the difference. He's so close that you can smell the air intake. That's how close he is through the right side. Oh, Simon nearly rear ends the back of the car behind. But Simon, he's in 6th position. He's battling for 5th. He's technically battling for 4th because there's 5th and 4th. Sayat versus Sayat. It's a full Sayat sandwich. Through the left-hander we go. 9 minutes 41 remaining through the left-hander. Keeps it nice and tidy there. Simon is going to try to do what he can from this position. He doesn't want to push it too much. Bill and Crave, yeah, Bill's just letting him go there. I quickly flipped to that. We missed the overtake opportunity, but Crave he's got to get that recovery drive in, really, if he wants to do anything from that position. The question is, on the replay, did he do anything? I'm not sure if I got it. I'm keeping an eye on the board. Nothing's really happening through the left side. Did I press it? Well, yes, I did manage to get some of the replay. It's kind of stagnant at the moment. I am keeping an eye on it. So there's Crave. You'll watch for the 11. I think he just outbrakes himself. Yeah, he just outbrakes himself. It looks like a purely outbraking incident there. It's one of those things sometimes. The driver, unfortunately, looks like the driver worst off was the one that outbraked himself. But again, that's all I see there. That's up to... If there's a steward's inquiry, it's up to them to decide what they do with it. Stu Neal's in 3rd position, which is good for his championship. Hope Shaw's is right behind in 4th. So Neil is up 1, George is down 1. George, there he is in the 79. Behind him, Markham has gained a position. Ashbourne is in 6th. Jake Wilson is once again just kind of in no man's land. In the middle, he's not gaining and not losing. He's started 7th and in 7th. Deke is 8th, started 8th. Benny Norton's up 2, Flack is for Butcher's down 2. Butcher's struggling. I think he's going to really struggle in race 3 with 8 minutes to remain. Now, looking at the times, it's kind of set at the moment. Everyone's just kind of in a station as we ride on board with Markham. Markham's kind of in the middle. We'll hit the auto direct. We hit the wrong button there. We're on the auto direct until we see some action going on. It's kind of, they're all just kind of holding stations at the moment. It's at that phase of the race with 7 minutes 41 going. They're all carrying ballast. They're all managing their tyres. This is the phase they're going through. We run 2 times tyre wear in this league. You can see how close they are because the timing screen is at 0.08, is at 0.0 for everything. So everybody is basically stuck together. Brian's checked himself out at the front. George is in 4th position. He's trying to, he's not really doing anything. He's 7/10 from the man in front, and the Markham man behind is 2/10. Norton is 3/10 behind. He's going for an overtake now with Craig Deeks. He should get this done. This should just be a job done. Craig Deek, he's on the right side in the 19. Norton gets the job done, says thank you very much. The game has had a massive crash again. Tends to do that every so often. Either someone's had a disconnect or something has just gone south for the winter. There he is in the 68. So the game has just had a moment to itself. But Norton's managed to get past him. It's the auto-direct feature, I think, is causing the problem from my side. We're on board with Craig Deeks. I do not like that camera. We're on board with Craig Deeks. He's tacking Benny Norton. Aaron Markham's a slow-down penalty. So that's going to really hamper his charging effort against George. Deeks is down 1 position. He started 8th, he's in 9th. Norton is up 3. He started in 11th and he's now 8th. Craig's going to attempt to go up the inside. This is a very audacious move. 2x2, they give each other room. Craig Steed's fastest laps at 1:26.09. Norton is going to be side by side as they come down the main straight. Deek should have the run into the first corner, which is a 90 right. He's going to have to leave enough room so the car behind doesn't do it. As we ride on board with Poddy, you'll see here they're 2x2. What are you doing now? 2x2. As they go through, Deek should have the inside into turn 2, and then Norton might have to give it up into turn 3, but Norton's held it on. They're 2x2 into 3, he holds it. Deeks will be side by side through 4, but he manages to slot in after turn 4. He retakes the position. Bill Campion, slow down penalty. Markham is now attacking George. That is the position for 4th, but I'm keeping an eye on it. Butcher and Trebek are battling each other in the background. Poddy Flack is now attempting to go past his teammate. We're keeping an eye now on the Butcher. There's Poddy. Yeah, he's going to go past his teammate. He's going to attempt to go up the outside. The 25 Alfa Romeo is Poddy Flack. Yeah, he doesn't want to take his teammate out. That's the move you don't want to do. Is he going up the inside? Right, we're going to leave that battle and rejoin the battle for 4th position. So in 4th is the 79. Riding on board now with Aaron Markham. He's in 5th position. He is chasing the car ahead. That is championship leader Shaw's. Ahead of that is Stu Neal. Stu Neal is in the last of the podium position. He is 3rd. In 4th is the man ahead, and we're riding on board with Aaron Markham. He's in 5th position. And you can see how close they are. Butcher and Trebek are side by side. So I'm watching the battle for 4th position, but we're watching the battle for 10th position. In 10th position is Ross Butcher. Is it Ross Butcher? Ross Butcher. He's in the 20 sides. Trebek, leader. Oh, Trebek's outbraked himself. I can't believe it. He's done it again. He's outbraked himself. He got his braking point all wrong, or he tried to avoid an incident, and he's just gone into the one-way ticket to the barrier. I cannot believe it. And now is Kane Alexander going to mug him? Kane's trying to give him a little tap at the back. I don't think Kane's going to mug him, but Trebek's had a horrible day. A day at the office. Norton and Poddy are still fighting. There is Shaw. Shaw's has made a mistake, or he's just let him go, or his tyres are cooked with 4 minutes remaining. So Markham is now up to 4th position. He started 6th and he's into 4th. The question is, riding on board now with Ashford. Ashford's in the 50-28. He's also driving a Seat. And so the question is he going to be able to do it? George hasn't given up the battle. George is the 79. There's Jake Wilson in 7th. His goal after the race 2 was to try and get a position, try and gain a position. He started 7th and he's still 7th, so he hasn't really gained or lost anything. He's just kind of, again, in no man's land, having a race to himself. It's so hard. Martin Kirby has had another slowdown penalty. Bill Campion is in 16th. Crave is in... I can't believe Crave. It's really, really surprising for me. Shaw's is just attempting to hold off, I think. He's just attempting to get a race finish into 6th position is what he wants. He's in 5th at the moment, right? So Kane Alexander is on the back of Trebek. This is the battle for 12th position. In 12th is the car on the left, the 34. The 33 is Kane Alexander. It's Renault versus Renault into turn 1. Behind that, there's Luke Dugdale. Behind that is the 1111. That 1111 there is Neil Crave. Through the right-hander we go. Keeps it nice and tidy. Needs to be no heroics here. I'm not sure if Trebek has issues. Norton's on the back of Deeks as well. And Shaw's is on the back of Markham. I am keeping an eye on the battles for 4th and 5th and 8th and 9th, but we're watching the battle for 12th. So this is the rear wing that we're riding on board now with Trebek. Behind that, that is Alexander. Behind that is Doug. And behind that is Crave, and he's really struggled. I can't believe he's struggled. Is he going to do anything riding on board here on the front cam of Kane Alexander? They got 5.6, they should have 5.6 gallons of fuel on board, which means they should get faster. Tyre wear is going to be a problem here. It's been a problem all day. They're really, really suffering. They're just trying to hold on to what they can and recover some points. Trebek is running with ballast. I'm not sure if he runs ballast within. He does. They have their own motorsport league as well. They're part of a team, hence Trebek. But this is it. 34 on the left. That is Trebek. 33. That is Kane. Behind that is Luke. And then Crave. And Kane's run wide. The 33. There's contact. There's contact between the two drivers. I cannot believe it. There's contact. I've hit the replay button. Who is the big winner out of all that? Who has taken the opportunity? Who has been the big loser? I think Kane was the big loser in all of that. The question is, has he taken it? Has Crane managed to get past? Sorry, Crane was the big winner and the other one was the big loser. Doug there in the 22. Is he going to have damage? He's got damage here, and Crane is just going to drive round him here. Crane is just going to completely drive round him and hold on to that position. Yeah, he's done that. That's a done deal. Ah, Kane has just, yeah, he's gone off into the distance. That fight is over. I don't think this is the battle for 13th. I don't think Crane's going to really be able to do anything from this position. I think he's a bit stuck once again at the back of the grid. He's really struggled. From the opening race, he was absolutely on point. I had him pipped to be an early contender for the championship, and he's just struggled and struggled and struggled. I don't know if it's practice. I don't know if there's other things, but yeah, he's struggled. He's really struggled in terms of the race, but that's how it is sometimes. You have good days and bad days at the office, and I think he's having a bad one, and that's the way it is. We're watching the battle for 9th position. In 9th position from the rear camera, it's the two teammates. They're going at it again. These two have been fighting with each other for the entire race. Poddy Flack is the 25. He's in 10th position, and he's the car on the left, the car on the right, the 69. That is his teammate Ben Norton, and there's Benny Norton, Ben Norton. They're all trying it out. He's gonna, yeah, he's not gonna do anything. It's the last lap, really. Yeah, he's outbraked himself. He's outbraked himself. Any attack that Poddy had is game over from that position, really. I think that's a done deal for him. Luke is going to try to attack Crave, but I don't think that's going to work at this stage. And Bill is at the back. And Bill, and is that Martin Kirby? So Martin Kirby and Bill Campion have been fighting each other. In the back is Derek Neal. These two have been fighting each other for the entire race. They've been trading sector times, and Kirby has now entered the 127s in terms of his lap pace. So he has really turned up the wick now in terms of his lap pace. Ashbourne is attacking Shaw's, but that's not really going to, I don't think he's going to really do anything from there. I'm keeping an eye on that battle from this position. Riding on the rear view camera from Bill Champion, you can see there. Right, we're leaving that battle and rejoining the battle for the last. This is the penultimate corner coming up, and Simon's run wide. He's run wide at the penultimate corner. How far does he go back? Is Jake Wilson going to mug him? Jake's in the 68. Yes, Jake mugs him on the last corner of the last lap. Jake says thanks very much. He checks himself out. I can't believe it. It looked like he outbraked himself. If he's in post-race comms, we'll have a chat with him. Craig Deeks should hold on to 8th position. He started 8th and he's going to finish 8th. Fantastic stuff. And the two cars at the back, he's been fighting each other. Markham will bring the car home in there. Right at the back, we've got Bill Campion. Martin Kirby is still driving, so is Derek Neal. They're going to bring home the cars. They've done some cracking laps, actually. Martin Kirby and Derek Neal both got into the 127.177s. And Bill, who's attacking Martin Kirby. Martin Kirby's got past Bill on the last corner. Bill does a 128.075. Fantastic from the back of the grid as he crosses the line. There it is. So once again, Ryan Elliott, fastest lap, knew that was going to happen, 125.3. Elliott has to do this now. Elliott has to get another race win. Otherwise, again, his championship hopes, because George again finishes in 5th. He lost 2 places. He started 3rd, but technically he shouldn't have started 3rd because Papadim and Lawson had a disconnect. So Elliott, T-Joke from Neil, Markham from George, from Wilson, from Ashbourne, from Deeks, from Norton, from Flack, from Butcher, from Trebek. I'm really surprised with Trebek. I'm really surprised with Trebek. And Crave as well. They're two that had early pace in the season, and they've just seemed to have gone backwards. So it'd be interesting to see if I can have a conversation with them following this event, just find out what's going on. Doug and Kane Alexander returning. He's the 3. Kirby, Champion, and Neil, 3 at the back. And those 3 are important because Champion, Kirby, and Neil are all fighting for those championship positions. Right, let's have a look at the replay. I did get something on the replay. The box is about the size of a house, if I'm honest. So this is Kane Alexander. This will be the Luke Dugdale incident. But again, just remember, I'm only looking at this from one picture. And as a result, as he goes right, he goes into the corner. Bit of an odd one, that. Would, I don't know. Without other camera angles... Without other camera angles, I think it will be very difficult, very difficult to determine what happened, basically. So, as always, we have to remember that there is multiple cameras. Right, let's go across to the drivers. Let's hit the driver stream. Let's go in here. And let's see if you can hear me. Can you hear me? I don't know if
I'm getting faster as the race is going.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
No.
can.
Hey, fantastic. I think they've relaunched the server.
Yeah,
Probably a good point.
I'm just hopping in now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just watching my car in the Grand Prix pit because I found out there's a gate there.
Well, there we go. I've just logged in again. Hopefully, it'll go in. Right, Simon. So, are you all free to talk for the moment, or are you logging in?
I'm fine. I'm good to go. It's logging in as we speak. So
Fantastic,
I'm fine.
fantastic. Feeds on and everything's on. What was I asking about?
I don't know, Andy. Is there something like? Are we racing tonight or something?
I know what I was going to ask about. The last but one corner. The last
Don't.
but one corner I was going to ask about.
I've just told Jake to accept the
corner.
early Christmas present. I actually gift wrapped it for him. Oh,
we were actually on stream. We just cut to that as it happened. Was that just an outbreak maneuver, or was it?
I had a sniff at Stu because he was. I think he was starting to struggle on the tyres. I think in race one, I sat behind him the whole race, and he never made a mistake. He made one mistake with Aaron behind him, and he got past. And I was hoping if I could push him a little bit, he'd make another mistake. And I was just so busy watching Stu, I missed my braking point, and just overshot the corner. And Jake just had a nice little Christmas present handed to him, another position. So.
Well, he did say after race 1 and 2 he just wanted to gain a position, and
well, he did,
and he did.
He did. Thank you.
He certainly did. He did that.
he owes me a point.
Just quickly,
Didn't hit you at Zolder race 2.
No.
So just quickly, Simon. It looks like it's really hard to overtake tonight in terms of if you've got to go side by side, especially through turns 4, 5, and 6, you've got to have utmost confidence with the driver you're battling.
Yeah, it's a tricky track. It's it's only a 1 minute 24,
Yes.
1 minute 25 lap, but it feels like a really long track. So it's really fast, which makes it's really difficult to overtake because for some reason, although it's long and fast, there are no really long straights for you to draft and get alongside. So it's really hard work. And as I said, you need someone to make a mistake to get past this week, I think.
But it does look like it's tough. I mean, race 3 is going to be tough, I think, because I think it's going to be a bit of a following procession for a while. I think it is. But we'll see. Right, I'm going to quickly go across to Aaron because I want to chat to Aaron quickly before obviously we get to race 3. I've forgotten what day it is. I've had a bad day.
I returned the wingman favour, Aaron. Well done.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
So, Aaron, how obviously ballast on board the car, quite a lot of ballast on board the car. Are you finding that you're having to manage the tyres? Because in both race 1 and 2, I could be wrong, it looked like you had good pace, and then you didn't go as fast as you could in say the middle section of the race, phase 2, and then towards the end you almost stepped it up again. To go back on the attack. Is it a tyre management thing, or is it a case of? I mean, that's what the lap deltas are saying, or is it purely just that's how it is? You can't overtake at the moment, so you're just waiting, saving the tyres for that opportunity.
I think it's just my driving style. I'm not necessarily trying to save the tyres. I'm struggling a lot for pace tonight, so I am actually trying quite hard. But I think and that style, for whatever reason, is keeping the tyres in good shape, which is giving me good opportunities going into the final few laps. No sort of active tyre management. I think it's just kind of naturally happening with the way I drive. So it's working out okay. I came back at Simon in race 1, and I had a really good chance of getting Stu, but just didn't have enough laps. So let's see what happens in race 3. I know that Craig and Russ will give me a good run for my money, and I don't see myself doing a Valencia this week. I think I'll just be stuck behind them.
Yeah, because Ryan's a lot closer, but Ryan, just with 25 seconds going, obviously Ryan's missed the first couple of weeks. He needs another victory if he's got any mathematical chance of getting anywhere near Shaw's, because Shaw's 2 solid results, 5 and 5.
Yeah,
and I think he's going to extend his lead again.
He probably will. He smashed it in the first race, and He had a really good run in the second race, just made one mistake. I mean, I was badgering him the whole way, but
he's so
we had
clever,
a really
though.
good thing done.
He's so clever. We'll talk about that after race 3, but he's so clever about not battling people. He's got a really, he's thinking about the championship, and rather than thinking about that, he knows he can't win with 80 kilos. Right, I better let you go because we're about to start the final race of the evening. Good luck in race 3. Hopefully Butcher will give you a win. We'll see.
Thanks,
Right, enjoy your final race. So yeah, back over it, back to the final race of the evening. So I will have, let's have a little look of where we are. Here we go, the final race of the evening. There is no sober Stig, unfortunately, so he is not going to be in the race here. This is Ryan Elliott's to win. There's the 2 green lights, 2 red lights. We go racing. It's green, green, green for the final race. Jake Wilson's in 3rd position in the 68. Aaron Markham has launched the Seat Leon in that 96, 4th car in the row. They're all fighting into the corner. Martin Kirby, I think he was just staying out of the hustle and bustle at the start of the grid. Where's T-Joke? Do they all get through? He's in the middle of the melee. There he is in 8th position. Behind him is Nick Papadim. Ryan Elliott is in 11th position. He's still in 11th position. In the background, they're all sorting themselves out 2 by 2. Crave, there he is in the 1111. The 2, what they call Alfa Romeos, the 2 teammates are battling each other door to door, side by side. Are they going to be able to do it? There is Ashbourne. Ashbourne has got past Deeks, got past Neil. Butcher's been released. Shaw's and T-Joke are all now side by side, fighting each other. Stu Neal, there he is. He's lost a position. Shaw's and Neil have changed position. Neil's been starting in 60th, in 7th. There's T-Joke in the number 30. He's going to go round the outside. That's such a brave move. Can he hold it? Sensational. He turns the wick up to 11, checks himself out. Sensational there from the number 30. There's the 25 and the 55 of Ryan Elliott. They're giving each other a little bit of bang door touchy-touchy. Can they hold it? Can they give it large? Can he do anything from there? I don't think he's going to be able to give it up. Ryan Elliott is on the outside, and Crucially, he'll be the outside into turn 1. Ryan's going to try and hold it. Poddy's just given out. Poddy's going to hold the tighter line and try and flip him to the left side. He hasn't been able to get back into the queue. He's going to have to swing in if he wants to do anything. Jake Wilson is attaching the back of Butcher, riding from the rear view camera. This is Butcher. I am keeping an eye on the battle ahead. Hasn't done anything. Back to Neil Papadim. And the 2 at the back, they've all kind of sorted themselves off. Oh, drive-through penalty. Ryan Elliott's got a drive-through penalty. That's destroyed his championship hopes. He's gonna finish last. He's gonna finish right at the back. There's slow-down penalty all over the board. But I can't believe it. Ryan Elliott in the number 55 has got a slow-down penalty. There is some twitching going on if I've ever seen some in my life. Ryan Elliott slow down penalty. Papadim is now going to attempt. Poddy's going to go past Papadim. Was Papadim going past Poddy? Poddy's no. Papadim's attacking Poddy. Papadim's in the 70. He had a game disconnect. In the background there is Luke Dugdale attacking Benny Norton. Butcher is leading the race. Wilson second. Ashbourne is third. Ashbourne is trying to turn the wick up to 11. It is game on with Ryan Elliott having a slow down drive-through penalty. Their chances are over. We will see that momentarily. These two are fighting each other. Does Elliott peel off? He's peeled off into the pits. It's game over. Butcher's gone wide. Jake Wilson. Oh, he's on the left side for Ashbourne. Ashbourne was trying to stick his nose in. Has that compromised him? Wilson is leading the race. He's done it. He's into first position. All he wanted to do was win. That's going to destroy his Dugdale trophy. He's got to check himself out now. It is game on with no Ryan Elliott. The game is on. Papadim is attacking Flack. Papadim is in 10th. Flack is in 9th position. I think Butcher won't get past Papadim. I don't think that's going to happen because he's miles ahead. One's in 10th and one is in 2nd. We're riding on board with Nick Papadim. Papadim, kick up of dirt as they drive through The car in front kicking up all that smoke. We're riding on board now with 5th place man. This is Aaron Markham. There's Shaw's. There is T-Joke. And it is 100% on. It is game on for Shaw's. He's going to be leading the championship, I believe, pending any penalties or inquisitions. But it won't be the Spanish inquisition. I'm at it again. Let's go. Oh, look at that. All over the place. T-Joke was going left and going right. The game is having some right old fuzzy-duzzy tonight. 19 cars are running, and Martin Kirby's DNF, Ryan Elliott, he's managed, because the field is so tightly packed, he's now on a recovery drive. On the left is that George. George has gone. Why is George slowing down? Is all his wheels pointing in the right direction? The wheel's in the right direction. He's got 4 wheels on his wagon. He's letting his old teammate go. I think there's some team orders going on there. I think he's letting his old buddy go, which is what's happening. As we ride on board now from the rear wing of Craig Deek, he's in 4th. Behind that is Aaron Markham. He's attacking at the back. Poddy and Neil are battling each other. Poddy's on the left, Neil is on the right. Poddy's trying to get the car stopped. He's squirming under braking. He's got it up the inside. He should have the inside into turn 2. Oh, there's contact. There's contact between the 2 drivers. I can't believe it. I think that was an audacious move once again from Poddy. The door was a little bit over, but he was the one who, he ended up with his own. He ended up having an accident all by himself, and that's going to allow Papa Dim to get past. Papa Dim's in the 70. Is he going to attempt anything? No, he was trying to sell 9th place. Poddy Flack, a dummy. We're riding on board now. Trebek is attacking the back of Craig. Trebek's in 14th. He is attacking the man in front. That is the number 1111, and look who's right behind him. It's Kane Alexander. He's absolutely trying to deliver this. He's trying to do all he can. Benny Norton is the massive roadblocker. As we ride from the rear camera, you can see it is Alpha versus whatever that, the Volvo versus Renault. The 2 Renaults. Kane's going to go up the inside of Trebek. Does he get it done? No, he doesn't. Trip Motorsport versus Privateer, which actually is KA Development. They're holding on to each other there. There's Ryan Elliott. His day is done. I'm pretty sure his day is done. Unless something happens or there's a massive accident. Derek Neal has retired from the race. DNF for Martin Kirby. Simon Trebek, he's trying all he can to get past Brave. Poddy Flack and Neal are fighting each other again, and Deeks and Ashton are fighting each other. We're riding on board now with Trebek. Kane Alexander's right behind in the 33. Does that Renault do anything into turn 1? No, he can't. Out of turn 1 we go. Ryan Elliott is now past Bill Campion at the back. Right, Ashbourne versus Neil. Neil's muscled his way past the 2 teammates. I think Ashbourne there let his teammate pass. We'll ask him in post-race interview. So, Markham's now into 3rd. Look at Deeks. Deeks is going to go up the inside. He's gone wide. There's contact. No, there isn't. Whoa, brown trouser moment. I don't think there was contact. There was something, but I don't know what it was. Into this, whatever turn 2 it is. Through the right-hander we go. Rahok at T-Joke. T-Joke has no ballast on board that car in the number 30. He's turned it up to 11. He's really turning the screw. Ashbourne riding on board now. Whoa! They're all close, plus 2x2. Nearly massive contact, massive accident as they're all going 2x2 into these corners. You can't go 2x2. It means that someone's going to be a loser, and I don't know who it is. Jake Wilson is currently leading by a second. In the background, they're also still fighting, Luke, Norton and Crave, but I'm keeping an eye on this battle at the moment. Crave will get past Norton, I think. In terms of that, that's a done deal. But as we ride from the rear view camera now with Neil, to the right there is Nick Papadim. Then you've got Poddy Flack in the 25. Neil looks like he's going to get absolutely swamped into turn 1. There's 7. That is Derek Neal slowing down. Fantastic there from Derek Neal. Great racing etiquette. Craig has a slowdown penalty. Won't really affect him. Papa Dim is trying to go around the outside of Neil. He's just managed to do it. No, he hasn't. Yes, he has. No, he hasn't. Sensational there. Neil is going to be happy to lose but Papa Dim's gone wide. Papa Dim has gone wide. Neil retakes the position. Does Norton get it past? In the 25, sorry, that's Flack. No, Flack doesn't get past. He's all over him like a wasp. It's a honey or a beta honey. I don't know what it is. It's an animal. Through the right-hander we go. Does he hold on to it? Does he manage to do it? Riding on board now with Flack. This is the battle for 9th position. Flack started in 12th. He's up to 10th, don't forget. Crave is on the back of Doug. That should be a done deal. Markham is attacking Butcher at the front. I am keeping an eye on that battle because there's lots of battles. You can see the battle in the background. That's Luke Dugdale riding from the rear view camera. He is a massive cork in the bottle. You've got the 1111, you've got Trebek, you've got Crave, you've got Elliot's going to join this momentarily. There's Elliot. Crave is going to try and go around the outside. He's going to try and hoop it up the inside. 62 versus Norton. It's all to play for. This is the battle of the 13th. Sorry, it's the battle of 11. They're fighting each other for the last championship point. Butcher, Jake has checked himself out at the front. Butcher is doing him a stellar job. Markham and Ashbourne. Ashbourne's right on the back of Markham. We'll leave that battle and rejoin this battle. The auto direct's gone mad at the moment with 5 minutes remaining. 6 actually if you round it up. So this is an 11th position, and you can see riding on board, Shaw's and Cokes are next to each other. Shaw's is right on the bast of T-Joke. T-Joke is now into 6th, he's gained 3. Luke has managed to get a little bit of a gap from the driver behind. Butcher, Markham and Ashbourne are all together. We're watching that on the timing screens. This is Crave behind him, that's Norton in the 69.33. That is Trebek right behind that. There's Ryan Elliott, drive through penalty. He's going to finish dead last, I think, if he's not too careful. He's really going to have to be careful if he wants to get a point. Prizes. Derek Niels is a lap off. Norton's going to attempt to go up the inside. I don't think that's going to be possible. Butcher and Markham are fighting each other. We leave that battle and rejoin the battle for 2nd position. So Markham's going to attempt to go up the inside, but that's just not going to work here because Butcher will crucially have the inside into turn 1. There's T-Joke. T-Joke is going to attempt to go round Ash. Has he done it? No, he hasn't. He's attempted to go round Deeks. There's 4 minutes 51 remaining, and you'd think it was the opening lap of the race. Fantastic stuff. This is 4 minutes 45. We are now in 6th position. Just ahead of him, there's the number 19. That's Craig Deeks. He is attacking and defending. He's attacking the number 28 of Simon Ashbourne and defending from the larder. That is T-Joke. T-Joke, as we ride on board with him now, has a mighty way of going round him. Poddy flat, slow down penalty. If you go extend the line, the 79 behind, that is championship leader. Behind that is 99, that's Stu Neal. They are fighting each other in the championship. T-Joke here is turned it up to 11. Can he do anything? Oh, he's going to attempt to put the late brake manoeuvres on. He doesn't get the car stopped or rotated quickly enough. And Deeks covers him off, closes that door shut and says, you're not coming through. Try again. So he's going to put 50p in the meter and he's going to wind it up. 3 minutes 55 remaining. We're watching now. Jake Wilson, slow down penalty. Jake Wilson's had a slow down penalty. 1.8, he's going to have to shave it fast. Otherwise, it's really going to compromise his race. And that'll put Butcher, because Butcher once again is doing exactly what he did in the last, in what he did to help Aaron win a race. He's being a massive cork in the bottle with everybody. There's T-Joke, he's trying to go around, he's trying to go round the man ahead. There is T-Joke, he's in the number 30 larder. There's Nick Papadim and there's Poddy Flack bringing up the rear. Trebek is on the back of Doug, he's stuck basically behind the driver. Markham is now at the rear end of Butcher. We're keeping an eye on the lead race. This is 2nd all the way to 11th. So it's very, very tough at the moment. Oh, he's going to go up the inside. That was never going to work from Neil. That was just not going to work. He either outbraked himself or he just took a bit too much. I think, and that's compromised him. He's now down 3 places. He started 7th. He's in 9th. You'll see that on the board to the left, but look at Butcher. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Count them. It's 2nd to 10. That's 9 cars in one shot. Fantastic stuff. Through the right-hander we go. Turning it up to 11. Ryan and Trebek. This should be a job done. I think Trebek let him go. Ryan's recovered to 13th, but he's going to get nowhere near the lead. Poddy Flack is now going to attempt to go past Neil. That's going to be a very, very tricky manoeuvre. Neil's he's a wily old fox, Neil. He's not going to let him just take it. He's not going to gift it to him. He's not going to open the position and open the door. He's going to have to really push it and take it from him. Butcher's holding up Markham and Ashbourne, but I think they're all just holding station at the moment. Markham is now, he always tries to go down. Shaw's had a slow down penalty. It's not going to really affect him, to be honest. Papadim might rob him in the background. Yeah, but I don't think it's really going to do anything. I think Shaw's might get robbed. Ryan Elliott's joined the back of Ryan Elliott's next target is Doug, so we might get 11th, but I'm not entirely sure. Butcher once again being the cork in the bottle. This is Butcher. Markham is behind. Markham. Whoa! Simon's outbraked himself. Not again. Into the kitty litter does he go? No, he keeps it on the tarmac. All four are on the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's allowed Markham to muscle his way past into second. Sensational stuff there. Now he's really got to turn the hammer on. It's one, he's not going to do it. He's run out of time. He's run out of time. Stu Neal has had a slow down penalty. Neal has gone backwards and backwards. He's lost 3 places. Whoa, it's all 3 into 1 doesn't go. It's not going to work. They're going to have to squabble themselves into a position. They're all 2 by 2, 1 by 1. Have they managed to sort themselves out? Yes, just enough. Sensational stuff. Neil and they're all doing a stellar job defending. Whoa, a little bit of a tap there. I think he's backed out of it. He's backed out of it. Not Ryan Elliott, Papa Dim has backed out of that. He's taken the sensible choice. He's thinking of his championship position. Jake is going to take the victory. Provisional, as always. These races are all provisional, depending on the outcome, as always. Aaron Markham is in second. He's up 2. Butcher should take the last of the podium positions in 34th. But Deeks is once again, can Deek hold on to it? He's got another lap to go. Nick Papadim has got past Poddy Flack in the 25, so riding on board with Poddy Flack in the cockpit view, you can see the 2 cars ahead as we go down to the front view camera. He's swinging left, he's swinging right. The question is, which way is he swinging? Is he going to hold on to it? He needs to get the car stopped and rotated. He's not going to do that into that corner. Nick Papadim is trying to get past the 99 of Neil. Neil's going to have to think of his championship. He needs to lose the waist. He needs to lose the weight if he wants to be anywhere near. Ashbourne and T-Joke are fighting each other. He's got past it. Papadim and Neil, we're going to stick with this battle till the end. Shaw's and Ashbourne. I think Shaw's has just let him go. No, he hasn't. Shaw's and Ashbourne are side by side. Papadim is in the background. There's so many battles going on. I need a second commentator. They're 2 by 2. Ashbourne's on the right. Left is Shaw's. Shaw's is going to get a 6th position if he holds on to it. He needs to think of that championship. That's what he needs to do. He's going to try and hold it up the inside. He's so much more confident on the brakes. Look at him. Look how much more confident Shaw's is on the brakes. That's going to be a done deal, really. In the background, Neil is trying to get past Deeks. Deeks started in first. He's down 7 positions through the left-hand. Go. Does he hold on to it? Neil leaves him just enough room. He'll slot in behind. Neil will hold on to 8th. He started 6th. He's going to finish 8th. Jake Wilson should cross the line for a race victory. Another race victor in race 3, failing a massive accident. But does Craig hold on to 9th? He's lost 7 positions. He started first, don't forget. He crosses the line. Fantastic from Craig. Fantastic from all of them. Jake Wilson is your race winner. There you go. Simon Trebek. I'm going to have a word. I need to have a hopefully Simon will. I think he's just quit. He's just given up. He's gone. I've given up. Benny Norton hasn't crashed his car. He's done it. Bill Champion bring it home in 15th. Kane Alexander. Don't forget he's had no practice and he'll get some points. Well, I know he won't because 1 to 15 gets points. So he won't get any points. Ryan Elliott, 30-second penalty added to his race time as well. What was that for? But he gets a point for fastest lap, 125.709, I believe. 125.709, yeah, fastest lap. But he's got a 30-second penalty. What was that for? So your race winner is Jake Wilson. Aaron Markham in second. They owe a lot to Butcher in third. T-Joke's fourth. Great recovery. George is in fifth. He's had a fifth 5.55 on the board. I suspect his championship will be extended. Ashbourne is sixth. Papadim is seventh. Neil is eighth. Deeks is ninth. Flack is 10th. Dugdale is 11th. Norton is 12th. Trebek is 13th. Campion is 14th. Alexander is 15th. Elliott is 16th. I can't believe that with Elliott. Can't believe that. But yeah, so his championship is really going to struggle now. It's really going to struggle from that position. It's going to be really, really tough in terms of where we are. Right, we are going to go across.
So 2 Christmas presents today.
We're going to go across to the drivers. Obviously, that was a fantastic race. Am I actually in this commentator? Yes, I am. I am in it.
You are.
Right, I'm going to start off with yourself, Jake. Congratulations. Congratulations. As always, all races victories are provisional pending incidents, just so I don't get lynched.
Eventually take us out in like lap whatever it was.
That looked sensational in terms of that victory that you had. Was it another case of thanking Butcher for holding up the entire field? I mean, just take us through that, because obviously you had to wrestle to get past them in the opening phase of that race, and then were you managing the pace at that point, or is it a case of I've just got to go as fast as I can?
Managing myself, really. What it was like, genuinely, it was managing myself. Like, my foot was tapping like crazy in the corners for some reason. It was horrendous.
I mean, you drove very well.
1.5 seconds, it was all right.
So you drove very, very well through all of that. Kept out of trouble. And obviously Markham behind wasn't released until 1 minute. I think it was 1 minute 28 till he finally got past Butcher with 1:28.
Yeah, the first corner, I think it was. He did have a chance, like a lap or so before that.
Yes, he did.
That's why I was like, yeah, there's a chance. Like, as long as I don't mess it up, I'll be all right. And that was when I had the gap of about 3-4 seconds. Like, did you see me weaving across the line the lap before?
Yeah,
no.
you thought you'd got it.
You
still allowed to go, Jake. Yeah, still allowed.
That was allowed to go.
So you're about to do a Gran Turismo thing. You're like, I've done it.
Like an absolute idiot. I'm going to look like an absolute idiot if I screw this up.
The good news was I wasn't watching you at that point, so unless you'd mentioned it, it never turned up
me and
on
Aaron
stream.
were.
I got my lights as well. I left my lights about halfway around the lap as well.
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds to go, and then you bin it. I'm like, something's not right here. Something must have gone horribly wrong.
Simply pissed off if I did.
But again, so three great adventures. Obviously, finished one race where you started. You gained another place in another race, which was very, very good. And obviously, victory now as well. In terms of obviously, Dugdale Trophy's now out of the equation because you're an outright race winner provisionally.
But now I've just got to talk about the position game table.
Pardon, sorry. Oh yeah, the position and gains table.
I just talk about the position game table instead. Like, we had a really good race. I actually moved forward for once. That'll be really good for the positions game table. Need to rename that to something else. I'm going to be talking about that for the rest of the season.
You were like, do you remember that win I did four seasons ago? That's what you were like, yeah, we do. You need to stop. But no, but really, really well done. Really, really well done. Really well driven there. Kept out of trouble.
With people.
Fantastic. I can talk to yourself, Aaron. Obviously, I didn't get a little bit of a chance to talk to you as well. P2 again. Obviously, P1 last week. P2. Race 2 is a very, it's a very hectic race, is what I would say. Ballast on board the car as well. And Ryan Elliott got a drive-through penalty for ignoring slowdown warnings, which was quite surprising. But again, which obviously. Did you notice that on stream? Because obviously he was making great advances at that point, and then obviously slowdown penalty, took it on lap 1 immediately. Did you then think, I can do this? Because, I mean, you had the pace in the car.
I thought I could... I was thinking I'll probably get P3 here. I thought that Russ, I was just saying, I battled with George in race 2, and I thought, oh my god, that was amazing. That was even better in race 3. Russ defended the socks off of that Hyundai and definitely deserved P2. He drove so well. He just played into every single strength of the Hyundai. I could not catch him in a straight line, and it took it was barely a mistake as well.
It was Sorry, it was Sai that caught me out because I see Sai come barreling down the outside, and I thought, oh god, he's going to take me out. So I was too busy watching him and missed the point to turn in. Carry on, Az.
That's the second time it's happened now where Simon's helped me get past someone.
I think there's some I think there's some teammate work stuff going on here.
But I just that was insane. I just didn't expect to get past you, Russ, and he was so well behaved. Even when we were side by side through the S's, he could have easily kept his nose in, and I would have, I would have left him room, but he backed out of it, and he could have kept his nose pointed in, and he'd have probably got P2, but ever the gentleman, he kind of let me have it, and
I know when I'm beaten, mate. I know when I'm beaten.
I was pressing him so much every single lap. I was just all over him, and I couldn't get past it. I thought I tell you what, if you had one more lap of it, Russ, I'd have just caved in and let Simon through. So,
so in that respect, then, Aaron, were you thankful that you had Simon behind you as a rear gunner? Because then you didn't. I mean, obviously Simon wants to gain positions as well, but do you find that you've got that little almost comfort knowing that your teammate isn't just going to try and stove it up the inside?
Yeah,
obviously you'll take both of you out. Whereas if you don't, I'm not saying that. I'm not calling anyone dirty racers. I'm not calling anybody dirty racers. It's just that if you're attacking and defending, because the pack is so close, there's that risk that you'll try to go for an overtake, and then bosh, someone else will just go, right, I'm going in the inside.
Yeah, I'm really lucky in that sense, and I mean, I've only ever had Terry McCall as a teammate, but
yes,
never really had him as a rear gunner, and Mike for a little bit as well. But I've never been in a situation where my teammates been immediately behind me and ready to help. And likewise, when I did it in that race at Zandvoort, and even the first race tonight, just kind of hanging back a little bit, and it's nice to have that dynamic of knowing that even if I try something that won't work, I've got a teammate who might not necessarily launch it into the next corner and get past and crucify me even more.
Are you saying I'm too nice, Aaron?
Yeah, next time, I take him out.
I tell you what, though, I could see that Simon really was actually the faster car in race 3, and if I didn't get past Russ when I did, he'd have been coming through, and I'd have let him have a go. So I will return the favour at some point now, because he definitely held back a few times when he could have overtook me.
The thing is, though, neither of you can win the Dugdale Trophy. So
I don't care about that.
You're like, I've won a race, I don't care. But I mean, for yourself, Simon. I mean, again, unfortunately, I did. We were talking about outbraking. There was that one into turn 1 where you outbrake. Is that the incident where you got past Aaron? Because he went on to the rumble, and then he just went off.
I got onto the dirt on the outside, and it compromised my braking. I overshot the corner because I was trying to play the rear gunner. I just got a little bit too close because I was drafting down that straight, and I thought if I can nudge him past Russ, then it might help him. But I'm not sure how good bump drafting works. We'll have to try it on a test server, Aaron.
You need a nice long straight,
I think
mate.
Russ tried it at Road America.
Yeah, he did.
You need a nice long straight, and you need to pull out before he hits the brakes, all right?
I remember that one. It does work. You just have to not hit the person.
I don't know how I ended up behind you, because I think Diggs must have had a slowdown on the first lap. I nearly ran into the back of him because he slowed down that quickly. It nearly caught me out, and I had to swerve to miss him. So I don't know whether he had a slowdown or what, but he just suddenly, I came out of the corner and he was almost parked in the middle of the road, and it scared the life out of me.
Well, I think that I don't know. Sometimes he's really he's really good in the middle of the pack. You'll probably crucify me for this, but he's in the middle of the pack. Deeks is really good. He races really well in the middle of the pack. Like, he's very fair, but he's hard but fair now, and very elbows out. But if he's got real skill there, but when he's at the front, I don't know what it is. He just doesn't. I don't know if he just doesn't have that consistency.
There.
He was pretty consistent at Aragon to finish third. He did a cracking job. And I don't know how much you saw on stream, Andy, but race 2 with Benny and Poddy, I had a cracking view of Craig doing a pretty similar defensive job to what I did with Aaron and Simon. He was point perfect everywhere he placed the car. It was brilliant to watch. I messaged him straight after and said, "You have to watch that race back."
See, he's and that's the thing. He's so good in that middle field being attacked. He's got a real talent. It would be the way I would describe that. But at the front, he's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And I don't know if I caught it, and I'll be honest, because there was so much going on. I think at one point, for second to eighth was all in one camera shot for about 5 minutes. And that's the same it's been all day, all night. It's mental.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good. So, Russ, race 3 again. That defending, obviously, Aaron's alluded at how frustrating you are.
In the nicest possible way, I hope, as well.
And obviously, there was definitely some tactics when Simon tried to take him out. Just put it out.
I'm sure this Simon dive bombing into the gravel trap was a distraction tactic, I reckon.
But
It worked.
but again, it's 2 weeks in a row that you say that you don't like that Hyundai. So no, it's not the car. But again, both times in race 3, you seem to come alive. In terms of when you've got a real talent. You'd had it in the Audi for defending, and I mean, I've spoken to people outside of this chat, and also, and they know you're a great defender. Same as Poddy. Poddy is another really, really pain in the backside defender. He just puts his car in a place that you're either going to hit him or you're not. You've really got to pay attention to what's going on. He's really good, same as yourself. Do you find that, do you find it easier to defend because you're not as fast when you're chasing? You go, well, actually, it's a different skill set. The Hyundai is quite good for that.
The Hyundai is good for that. It's good down the straights, and as long as you can get it turned in, hit the apex, cover the apex off, there's not a lot that's going to keep up with it in a straight line. I mean, obviously Aaron had a couple of goes tonight, and I'm thinking, he's going grass cutting here to try and get past. But then as soon as he got to the straight, obviously he's got 50, 60 kilos, whatever he's got on board as well, which don't help. And the Hyundai just pulled straight back away in front of him again.
I was right behind there a couple of times. He was right alongside you coming out of the corner, and by the end of the straight, you were almost a car length in front again. That Hyundai is mental in the straight line. Yeah, absolutely mental.
It helps me massively in terms of defending. The Audi obviously was good, but it wasn't as good as the Hyundai is down the straight. But I was better on. I was more confident, and I was better on the brakes in the Audi than I am in the Hyundai. I'll give it that. So yeah, there's pluses and negatives to all the cars, obviously. But yeah, the Hyundai is an absolute tank when it comes to the straights. It's really quick. And it's just so big as well. It, like, compared to the rest of the cars, it's massive, and you kind of just put it in a place, or you just sort of edge it over a little bit, and people think, yeah, I'm not going to go down there, just in case. And then you can just turn in and fire it straight down the next straight again. So yeah, it's good. It is good for defending. But I don't want to be just defending. I'd love to be attacking and sitting up someone's backside and causing them all kinds of problems and seeing if they can defend as well as I can. But unfortunately, at the minute, it's not. I
mean, that's one of the beauties of race 3. I know that, like, through season, like, I think we approached it last week when we've been through season 2. You joined season 2. Simon was season 1, and we've changed that format up until season 4. Please correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not bigging up the league, because I'm not like that, but I really think that this reverse grid this season just seems to have found a nice happy medium of where it is. And twice we've had, all 3 reverse grids have been fantastic. Well, 4 reverse grids. Is it 4? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
It's got to be 4, mate. We've had 4 rounds.
It's 4. We're halfway through the season, yeah. So I've had a long day.
Count it on your fingers, Andy.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do numbers with Sesame Street. I don't know which one that is. But anyway, so that third race, it's and again, it's more of an open question to everybody, really, because I know I talk about the race 3, but it's something that's constantly tinkered with, because with the ballast, it's so difficult, but equally it creates great racing. From all of yourselves, are you finding race 3 as a different feel to it? Because there just doesn't seem to be as many accidents, touch wood, incidents, you can't call it an accident, that implies no one's at fault. It seems to be a lot more of a lot less incidents.
I feel it's more stressful.
Is it?
Because in race 3 tonight, I had when Deeks was behind me, he kept catching up to me on the straights, and I was wary of him, but I could see User and Choke behind him in the driver list, and as soon as they were released, I knew I was in trouble, and I lost those 2 places on the last lap again because they got past Deeks, and they're completely more. They're much better drivers than me. And I lost the tyres, got a bit of understeer, and they both got past me. So as soon as they were released, I'd had it. But that race 3 gives you that opportunity, but there's that stress there because you can see the fast drivers in the driver list, and if they're not far behind you, you know they're coming. So you just got to hang on for dear life.
But they don't. But the thing is, though, they don't tend to. They don't, because they're great drivers, and I would say they've. It's almost calmed down, because I think I'd go back to season 2 or season 2 when we were playing with the format. There was a lot more pushing. Would that be the right word?
There's a lot less. There seems to be a lot less aggression there. That people have found their rhythm and got used to the cars more. Maybe got used to the other drivers around them.
Also, would you think drop scores? I think me and myself, Aaron and Luke had talked on this, obviously during one of the conversations that we'd had. Is that having drop scores means that every point counts. So you can't afford, because when we had drop scores, you could afford just to bin it in a round, and you'd go, "Oh, I just had a bad round." But now you can't. Yeah. You can't afford to bin it, because tactically, you lose a whole host of points.
Yeah, you do.
So what's your thoughts on that? Again, it's an open question. I mean, I'm a big, but I like drop scores. I think they were great, but I actually like not having them. I think it's a lot better because it rewards loyalty and rewards consistency.
Yeah, I race the same. Whatever. I'm not. I don't rank myself as one of the top drivers. I get up there sometimes when I get lucky and I have a good race and enjoy myself, but I don't expect to win every week. And I think mindset is part of it. And if that mindset of I can't afford to bin it makes the faster guys be a little bit less aggressive when they're coming through, then that's all good for the rest of us, I think.
Yeah. Anyone else got some thoughts on that at all, or?
Oh, the only thing I was going to say really is obviously, the previous season we've always reversed the whole field.
Yeah.
Which, whilst it give people that were sort of towards the back the opportunity to fight it out for a race win potentially, it did kind of cause a lot of problems in terms of, because you'd have midfield runners that would go, well, if I can get past these slightly slower guys in the first lap or first 2 laps, and then they might hold everybody else up for another lap or 2, you're halfway through the race by that point, and then you've got an opportunity to
snatch a win.
Win the race, to snatch a win. Yeah. Whereas now, because it gets mixed in between the midfield, the people that are obviously starting further back, they haven't got that big rush to try and get up there as fast as possible. It can be a bit more measured, and they can just go, right, well, instead of starting P15, 16, I'm starting P12. So that's 4 places I haven't got to make up, whereas I would have been having to make up 15 places last season. I've only got to make up 10, 12 this season.
Yeah, I think that's what you mentioned when you switched to the limited reverse grid.
That wasn't my
some
idea.
Of the guys at the back actually didn't want to be at the front.
Yeah.
Because it left them really exposed and they felt uncomfortable racing there, which is fair enough.
Obviously, they're trying to get out of the way, and then you've got the midfield runners trying to get past as quickly as possible, and then you've got the really fast guys trying to get past as quickly as possible. They think, well, if I can jump this one and say it was Suzuki or Shaw's or whoever, and if I can put a car or 2 cars between me and Suzuki behind, then I've got more chance of winning the race. So it was like a big rush to get there, and it caused all kinds of problems. But like you say, now it's sort of the middle of the grid. It's not as as bad, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, it was Aaron can take all the credit for it. It was Aaron's idea. It had nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with me at all. I think I'd had a few too many alcoholic beverages when he suggested it, and I just went, "That's a good idea." Probably not wise, but yeah. I mean, for yourself, Aaron, because obviously you've benefited in race. I'd say that out of everybody, you've benefited the most. Race victory.
I suppose, yeah.
Pole position.
Because I've been a midfield runner on pace, apart from that one time at Zandvoort where, oh crap, I've just dropped the screw.
What?
I around.
I picked up a screw and it's just gone somewhere. I don't know where it's gone now.
You've got a screw loose, Alan?
Next, you'll see Next, you'll hear this massive crash. You go, oh, I need a new computer now.
Yeah, entire sim rig collapsed.
Sorry, carry on.
I think
I don't remember
that. I think it's the only time I had pace, like actual outright pace to be anywhere near the front.
You probably mean Zolder.
Sorry,
yeah, it's Zolder.
Yes,
we didn't go to Zandvoort.
Oh God. Yeah, at Zolder. If I didn't have that disconnect, I think I would have been on for a really good, 3 races really, because I had the comeback of comebacks from the reverse grid in that third race to end up finishing third behind George. It was a right old ding dong. Valencia, the 40 kg really, yeah. Valencia is Aragon. They're near enough the same place.
2 circuits named Valencia, neither of them are Aragon.
Can you tell it's been a long day?
Don't ask me. You just go.
Next week,
Tell me about it.
Where are we headed next week?
Motorland Aragon.
Carry on.
I think I was the middle of the pack with ballast and middle of the pack with pace, and that's the first time the reverse grid really helped me. At Norris Ring, it didn't quite help me in the way that I thought it would.
Being first there was not the position to be in.
So it kind of murdered me, and I had to settle for the P3. And I feel like if I'd have played my cards a little bit more cleverly, I could have maybe had a win there. So I suppose, as you said, the reverse grids have really helped me. And towards the end of last season, pushing in the Honda in race 3 and trying to get back towards the front has put me in good stead, because it was the first time where I've really had to come from the back and try and get through the field, and it didn't really happen until the midpoint of last season. So I think if that hadn't have happened, I'd have probably been a little bit more snookered this season. I don't think I'd have been in as good as players as I should be. I think, like Russ and Simon said, it works so much better because, I think of people like Stevie Hogg, who didn't want to be anywhere near the front in the politest way possible. Like, they genuinely said, I don't want to be at the front, I just want to race. And it avoids that carnage of, someone on the track trying to burst aren't that fussed anyway. So it works really well. And I think I've not seen any complaints of it so far. And I think, the 3 guys that we've got in here would agree that it's worked pretty well so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I won at, where was it? Motegi Oval, I think it was.
You mean Valencia?
No, Valencia, it's not street circuit. It's got to be, where
Norris
was
Ring.
it? I think it's Sportsland Sugo, or I think, was it Sugo? Yeah, it must have been Sugo. I'm taking the piss.
You're breaking up there.
I think I was, yeah.
Yeah, you were. So I don't know what's going on.
He's definitely cracking up tonight because he's got a win.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Hang on a minute, Simon. I remember when you were like, "Oh, I'm never going to be able to take a win this season." Then what are you going to do? Put it on the. Not only did you put it on pole, take a victory. Take 2, didn't you? 2 victories, and then Butcher took one.
Buses.
Yeah, it was
it's just all downhill from there now, Andy. That's the problem.
No, you'll have a dip and then you'll be back.
Really?
I mean, and ballast. I mean, we haven't really discussed ballast really at any point so far. We touched on it. Obviously, midway through the season now, ballast has been reduced. Obviously, 100 kilo to 80 kilo on the top. Obviously, it's gone from 6 cars to 7 down to 20 kilograms. I mean, from an entertainment perspective, from my perspective, it actually looks to be working really well, because essentially you have the top 3 are always swapping and changing. They never I mean, Shaw's isn't really going to ever go below 3rd in the championship, I don't think, statistically. And not because other people aren't fast, but if you look at everybody finishing 2nd to probably 2nd through to 8th, it changes all the time. And I actually think he's going to extend the championship lead again, predominantly because everyone changes positions again. But I mean, how are you finding the ballast? Obviously, as drivers, how are you finding the ballast? Because from an entertainment point of view, it looks like it's a lot better than that 100 kilogram. And I've had no complaints so far. Might get a complaint in the last race, but ayo.
And the off season, we'll talk about, let's just all race with like 80 kilos at once.
As someone who's never going to see 100 kilos this season, I'm quite happy with it.
No one's going to see 100
see it
kilos.
anyway.
80. Well, you don't. Well, to be fair though, Simon, I mean, you will have. I suspect you'll have some kilos on board at some point. I think you had some tonight, didn't you? Didn't you have 20 kilo?
Yeah, I had 40 tonight.
40 kilo. I mean, that's still a lot.
I'm just looking at the provisional tables.
Trying to work out who's scored better points than you, Si.
Yeah,
Because I haven't.
But obviously,
no.
looking at but obviously with the weight ballast changed that we've got now, and obviously it's 80 kilo down to 20 kilo, and the gaps are a lot closer. I mean, as you were the drivers, do you find that it's better? Because obviously it's better to manage. Plus, from an again, I look at it from that's my job, is entertainment. I look at it from, I want to entertain people. Do you think it's actually brought the racing closer together? Because those that are carrying the heavier ballast, they're still in the fight. They're not like, I mean, I take, Shaw's from last year. He had 100 kilos, anyway, and he was like 2 seconds off the pace. He just like disappeared. It was like, well.
Yeah, it was very track dependent as well though last year, wasn't it? Like you say, the 100 kilos and where he was 2 seconds off the pace. I think that was Monza, and it was never going to be a very successful run at Monza with 100 kilos on board. No,
I mean, again, you can thank Aaron. Am I correct, Aaron? You can thank Aaron for all the tracks, because he does all the testing on the tracks before.
Yep.
And
well
I think
done, Aaron.
it was
Terrible track choices this season.
And
I think I quite like Motegi East. As much as I said I like Motegi West at one point, I prefer Motegi East.
It's live. It's live on stream. Not as good as the other one. But I mean, am I correct in saying, Aaron, that it was Shaw's who recommended that the season opener should be the track that we raced at? Because if we had maximum ballast there, it just wouldn't be as fun.
I think it was actually Stu who recommended it, but either way, it was going to be the first one purely because it's Slipstream C. So it would have just been so unfair.
I mean, but it worked out brilliantly. That track worked out brilliantly. I think we've had 4 great races so far in terms of what we're seeing. But yeah, so I'm going to let you go, because obviously I have been yapping on now for about 20 minutes about stuff. Obviously, we'll just go through a quick roundup from everybody, and then obviously we will end it there. Start off with yourself, Aaron. Next track. I don't know, what is the next track. I don't know.
Listerberg, isn't it, or something?
Yes.
Oh my days! It's the Mini Nürburgring.
It's an absolute glorious track. So nice. It's such a track. I'm so sorry, Russ.
Oh, how lovely. So looking forward to this.
Just wait until we're at
track.
Most. That is your track.
What track?
Is it Most, the Czech Republic?
Most in the Czech Republic. I actually drove that last week.
Straight.
It feels fantastic.
It's a superbike track, AP, but it's pretty bonkers.
Well, to be honest, last season I didn't know Road America was a real track, so there you go. We learned until I checked online when it's a real track. I went, oh, it's a real track. Yeah, I'd lost. There's a lot of things I don't know. Mainly had to say people's names properly.
Yeah, Justin.
Yeah, I even said that. I was like, sorry. So obviously next week, Aaron, Blistenberg. Are you practicing for that one? Is that a track you're going to enjoy? Where do you think you're going to finish?
Oh, I really need to practice for that one. I think I'll probably be mid-pack again. I can't see me getting any lighter, so I think I might struggle, actually. Then again, I'd probably say the top end of the midfield.
Okay.
Maybe pray for a good reverse grid again.
Well, I mean, again, I'm going off topic again. That reverse grid, obviously, 1st to 8th is automatically reversed, but having that little fight, because before you'd get people in 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that group, and they wouldn't really be fighting each other because there was no opportunity. But, I mean, I remember at Zolder, Shaw's and TJ, they were fighting each other for the place, for 8th, because they wanted to get pole position. So yeah, well, good luck next week, Aaron. Really good luck. We'll see what happens.
Thank you.
I got
Thank you
Faith,
very
Bon Jovi Faith. That's the best one.
Andy,
yeah.
Andy, I've just sent you a message in Discord. Have a look.
These are never good.
I can't, because if I open it, it'll open up on the live stream.
That's okay, because it's the provisional table.
Let's have a look. Right, we shouldn't be doing this, but we're going to have a quick look online while it does it. Everyone can read my conversation.
It is completely provisional.
So anybody reading this on the internet, this is a provisional table pending any incident. So this can change. Do not take this as a table. This is just if you've actually bothered to stay tuned for the last 25 minutes, you're getting a snippet. Wow. So I don't know if you can see this.
I'm not watching the stream, so please
so
enlighten
I'll give
me.
you an idea. George is still leading as expected.
Mhm.
Aaron, how much ballast did you have this week?
I had 50.
Yeah, you got 70 apparently. Well, you provisionally
Oh!
70.
For that place as well.
Neil stays in third. Neil's doing a stellar job actually this season.
He was really hard to pass.
He's
rock solid today.
He's doing a stellar job in third. And I did notice Derek Neal, obviously his father, he pulled over when the entire field came through and didn't get in the way of anybody.
Yeah.
So, that's very, that's, I don't mention it very often, but that is really, really, that's great stuff. That's what we want to see. Simon's provisionally 4th. T-Joke's provisionally, he's gone up. He's provisionally 5th. Butcher's provisionally 6th. Trebek's really, so from the opening week, Trebek was on it. And he's really, I need to have a word. I'm just interested to see if he's ever run with that much ballast before.
No, he's not. He said the ballast has hurt.
Yeah, he said in the chat as well, it's horrendous in the straights.
His finishing positions were 14th, 12th, and 13th.
See, it's
this week, so that's what's killed him.
But he's got 20 kilograms. Oh, it's so close. Elliot's moved up. Elliot's into 9th. He'll. This guy called Jake / Justin Wilson. is 10th, provisional 10th.
What's his Glenn once?
Provisional 11th. Wow. Crave has also struggled for the last 2 weeks as well.
Yeah, he retired from race.
Neil had a mare tonight. Yeah, he did have a right mare tonight.
He's again. That opening week he was all over the back, top 4, constantly on it, and then today, yeah, he just had a mare, and one of those things I think, and I don't know. I need to have a word with him on just see what's going on, because I like to find out if it's cars and things like that. So, wow.
He overshot in race 1. He overshot into the hairpin last corner, overtaking me, and went straight into the gravel trap at the end of the little straight. And then race 2, he was alongside an Alpha into the same corner. Contact was made, and he ended up facing sidewards across the hairpin. And then I don't know what happened to him in race 3.
It's one of those things. Practice. Well, I think so. I don't know. I need to talk to him, find out what it is. But yeah, ballast is a killer. But then that's the point of ballast, though, isn't it? It's great, and I say it time and time again. It's great when you don't have it. It's rubbish when you've got it, Aaron, with the provisionally 70 kilos. But it's one of those things.
You talk about users' consistency.
Yeah.
He was 5th in all 3 races today.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Lawson had an internet disconnect in race
Oh, is that
Three.
Before race
right?
1.
So
Sorry,
his internet
disappeared.
Before race
complete,
2.
completely. Was it race 2?
It was before race 2 because I saw him leave
Yeah,
like
'cause he
30
wasn't-
seconds before the end of practice.
So
Yeah, he wasn't.
his internet went. Papa Dim's went. He got kicked out. So
I think he got back in for race 3.
yeah,
Didn't he?
he got for race 3. And then obviously Lawson, because I need to find out what's wrong with his internet because I need to find out what's going on. If it's pinging, well, a different subject. I'll get too techie. I'll move on with my life. Right. So Simon's Blistenberg next week. Obviously Blistenberg next week. Track you're looking forward to. Track you like because obviously we did attempt this in. Aaron will probably correct me. Was this season 2 we attempted this or season 3?
No, we didn't. We've never attempted here.
Didn't we?
We've
What track
attempted
is it?
Saxon Ring.
It was initially
It was in the calendar and it got pulled.
It was in the calendar for last year, and then it got pulled
That's it.
for Donington, I think it was.
Yes.
That might be right.
Oh,
Yes, because it got pulled because at the time the racing wasn't, as admin, we felt it wasn't at the quality that it needed to be, and now the racing is at the quality it's been.
is this the one with a couple of blind crests and corners? On
It's the
blind
one that
crests?
apparently in VR makes you very sick.
Luck's eye.
No.
Yeah. So I've heard.
I'm okay. Doesn't bother me.
Two beers down, mate, you'll be fine.
Stu's just popped in. I
Yeah.
think Stu's just popped in. Yeah, he has. Stu's just popped in as well.
Hello.
Hello. We were
Hi,
just talking about you. Is that why you popped in? You were like, we're just talking about him.
It is, yeah. I heard you talking about. Well, no, it's actually because I saw the
Provisional. They are provisional tables.
results, and I thought, how's Aaron jumped me by another 3 points? It's just ridiculous.
At least you're later, Stu.
Well, there is that. Well, I'm the same as I was for this race, aren't I? So yeah.
But
Oh,
it's purely provisional though. These tables are purely provisional. Just pointing that one out. No, we were talking about obviously because if you've listened, we were talking about your stellar defending. I think Simon was talking about it in terms of you were very, very hard to pass this week. Very wide, very roadblocky.
It was, well, race 1. I had Oza in front of me, so I was just basically using him to drag me along, and that seemed to work fairly well. I saw Simon was catching me up. We seemed to have the legs on him through like over the blind crest. Through that bit, we seemed to pull away. But then he was catching us up through the rest of it, and I was just thinking, please don't get me right at the end. And I could see the time ticking down and him getting closer, and I was thinking, oh no, he's gonna get me on the final corner. But yeah, thankfully it didn't happen. From my perspective, anyway.
Yeah. So Aaron scored 38 points in this week. You got 33.
Oh.
Oh,
So was that race 3 that let me down then? I don't know where Aaron finished.
He
I
got
know
an
it was
eighth.
P2.
Actually, it was you got 6th, 3rd, and 8th, and Aaron got 8, 4, 2.
Oh.
So race 1 was a 6th as well.
Yeah, because I was going to say I saw him behind me on. I think it was race 1. Was it race 1?
Yeah.
Did you catch me on race 2? I can't remember now.
It was race 2 where I got past George and I slowly started to reel you in, but I ran out of laps. You had Soki in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's hard work carrying the ballast, obviously. You've really just got to drive the car completely differently. And certainly there's parts of that track you've literally just got to throw it in and just hope.
The entirety of Sector 1's like that, isn't it? Especially when you're as heavy as we are.
100%, yeah.
There's a couple of tight right-handers in there that slow you down a bit, though. You have to think about.
Yeah,
Yes.
you almost have to sacrifice the speed that the no ballast cars can take so that you're quicker on the final exit of like a run of S's. I found that through the midsection of the S's of Sector 1, there's a right left and then there's another right left. The middle part, so it's effectively the first left and the second right. I was slower than Stu and George, but then I would gain it all back on the exit. It's a completely different way of driving because you go in leaderboard challenge and you may as well not do it because you get used to driving the car in its perfect environment and then you get your weight slapped on and it's a completely different animal. Don't know if you agree,
Yeah,
Stu.
that's why I never do leaderboards.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Stu, you are turning into effectively third place, George. I mean, you may as well just have that ballast after race, seize it after the first race, and just keep it. Just leave
I'd
it at
rather
that.
not.
And just go for it, and just go. Oh, there's the ballast that's been applied, and leave it at that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, this week, obviously, another week in third, another week carrying that ballast as well. You know, in terms of the championship again, you've got Ryan moving up as well. You've got Aaron changing as well. So it's, I mean, is there one particular track you're looking forward to coming up, or is it again just a case of just try and get as many points as I can with the ballast? Because I mean, it's one of those things. The weight's obviously reduced. Well, the top end race is reduced. I mean, is that the case, or is it a case of I'll just turn up every week and see what happens?
In all honesty, I can't remember what races there are to come. I know it's Bilsterberg next, and I've never turned a wheel there. I'll be honest, so I've got to get some practice in for that.
That'd be a fruity one, that will.
Speaking of which, I will
as
do
well.
the server for now.
Then we got
Excellent.
Zhejiang, Most, and Sonoma.
I like
It gets described as a baby Nürburgring.
It is.
Track,
If
by
you
the way.
if you
It's,
if you go
heads
on,
up.
if you look at the RaceRoom video for it, it is mental. Like, it's blind crests, tight. I'd describe it as an old classic track. You make one mistake, and that's it. You're off. There's no runoff, essentially, in terms of you put two wheels on the grass and whoosh, off you go. That's it. It's going to reward commitment and those that can carry it, but it's going to be a tough track to pass at, I think. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong, to be honest. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to be wrong. I'd be perfectly wrong with that one. I mean, obviously, so you've had another, what's it, 4 races into 4 races. No Doug Dell Trophy. Are you searching for, I presume you're searching for another win this season. And are you tactically going to look at, you know, as you get towards the end of the season, if you're still in contention for the championship, as most people are, same as yourself, Aaron, both basically the same as everybody. Is there going to get a point where you go, well, actually, I'm going to sacrifice a couple of places to shave off the ballast to then try and go for the outright championship at the end of the season? Or you're just going to, or not, or is that never going to come into your mind?
I wish I was that clever, to be honest. It's the thing is, I think you could go in thinking like that. You could try and have that in mind. I know certainly, obviously, last season I went into Donington in the lead, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I had the most ballast. So I mean, you could think about it, but it's all ifs and what ifs, isn't it? Because you've got to rely on you doing as well as you can do, and nobody else doing as well as you'd hope they'd do. And yeah, it's just a risk. So I think I'm just going to keep getting the points, basically, just trying to get as far up as I can, just keep the consistency. I was a bit gutted in race 3 because obviously there was some guys, I couldn't tell exactly who it was holding people up at the front, but we all concertinaed.
I know who that was.
Shaw's gained a couple of places out of it.
I know who that was.
And I gained a couple of places, but not quite enough.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, Stu.
Yeah, who else?
Hey, I was pushing. It might sound like I'm holding everybody up. I'm pushing that Hyundai as fast as I can push it. Let me tell you.
I couldn't see who it was, but I could just see that everybody concertinaed, and there was a point that Shaw's jumped a couple of places, and then I sort of dived down the inside as well and got stuck behind Deakin, I think it was.
Yeah, and
he's
he's
in front of me then.
Yeah, it was Butcher doing a stellar defence again at the front, as in.
Right.
So
Okay.
putting the Hyundai exactly where it needed to go, and then you had that whole, because I think towards second to 10th was in the same shot basically for most of the race, and nobody could get, every time, because we obviously before we talked on this a little bit earlier, every time anyone could get, Aaron was getting alongside Butcher, Butcher just put his foot down and just got a car length because that Hyundai just disappeared. So he just drove off and back in the front, and only because there was a mistake, a tiny mistake, did Aaron get past, and then he was the roadblocker again. But you know, it was great defending. But again, like yourself, great defending again this week. in terms of really, you know, making people work to get past. Which is really good. Really
like
exciting
you say, it's hard with the ballast, and it's hard to hold people behind, but equally it's hard to get past because you can get an opportunity. It's like I think it was race one, Shaw's made a mistake on the final lap coming around the right-hander just before it goes onto the bridge. I can't remember what corner it's called, but the problem was both our tyres were shot at that point, and I didn't have enough left to try and throw it up his inside. If it was earlier in the race, I probably could have done something with it, but I just had to follow him. But yeah, he's just. I mean, I think it was Cloughie said something to me the other day. He's like a metronome, and he is. He's just every lap, perfect every lap, and yeah,
very rarely makes a mistake.
No, but he's
Yeah.
but the thing is though, and this was something I think I picked up in stream, and maybe, you know, everybody, you know, please, you know, butt in with your conversation, because obviously I just see it from my perspective, is that he often just lets people, like, he'll battle them, but he gets to a point where it's almost like he knows that he can't keep them behind him, so instead of fighting, he just lets them go, almost as if, go on, bugger off, please don't report me for that. But, you know, almost, you know, like, go on, off you go, so I can then stop the other people behind me coming past. Because, you know
there's
what I mean?
got to be a point where you sort of, I think Ryan Elliott was saying something about it in the chat as well, where you basically, if you fight too much, you're going to end up slowing both of you down. So you've almost got to work with some people. And I think he did it with Soki during the race. He knew he was quicker, and he knew if he kept holding him up, it would basically back them up into me then. And obviously he's fighting with me, or the closest at the time was fighting with me in the championship rather than Soki. So he just let him through and focused on not being slowed down by him. And then obviously trying to get a toe off of him, I suppose. He's always thinking, for sure.
I mean, and that's how you win championships. It's one of those, you know, he's what,
yes.
555 on the board this week as well. It's tough. It's going to be a tough week. Right, I'm going to go because I'm nearly coming to the end of my window. I know there's always this. I always get the feeling that you lot are trying to keep me on here until 11 o'clock at night. But I have to go.
I would never do such a thing.
For the last race of the season,
let's have a look at.
I'm going to send you a
Let's have a
crate of beer
discussion
and make
about
you
Blisterberg.
karaoke at the end.
Simon, I need you to stick about after this so I can sort the server.
Oh, okay.
Talk about Blisterberg.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for all joining us for the chat as well. You know, always welcome to come in and chat to me. Well done, Jake, for your first ever victory in the Touring Car Sim Racing League. Obviously, all results that we've published tonight and all finishes are provisional, depending on incidents to be looked at, if any, or are submitted. I'm just saying that to cover myself. But yeah, so really, really well done. You know, great defending there, Butcher. Really enjoyed that. Aaron, well done on your second. Simon, well done for distracting Russ. But really, really well done. And really, you know, Stu, great defending again and a good haul of points, which is what wins championships at the end of the day. So, you know, really, really well done. So, yeah, well done, everybody. Thank you all for sticking with me. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Blisterberg, and it's a hell.
And there we go. That's it. I've just changed over to a different feed, but there we go. It's that one I want. So there we go. That's it. That's everything. It's over. That's the midway through the season. What a race. No doubt there's always talking points. Always talk one stream. It is what it is. I will be back next week for Blisterberg. That is going to be a magnificent track. Same time, same place. Join me in the com box and enjoy the rest of your evening.